A state audit finds issues with vaccine handling in the state of North Dakota.
Tim Wiedrich, who heads virus response for North Dakota's Department of Health, is disputing an audit released Tuesday. The auditor's office says the department gave patients nearly 2,000 doses of Moderna's coronavirus vaccine that had been stored at incorrect temperatures, and nearly 13,000 doses of Pfizer vaccine with missing temperature data. Wiedrich says there is redundancy in the system, problems with documentation were being corrected, and that no non-viable vaccines were given. An auditor spokeswoman, Emily Dalzell, says they aren't recommending revaccinations, they're simply reporting what they found. I'm Jennifer King.
The White House is set to tap into the U.S. Strategic Reserve once again. Senior administration officials say President Biden today will announce the release of 15 million barrels of oil to try and lower gas prices. Critics call it a political move 3 weeks before the midterms. News and analysis at townhall.com. Chicago is number one when it comes to rodents.
For the 8th year in a row, Chicago tops Orkin's top 50 rattiest cities. The pest control company ranked the most rat-infested cities based on the number of new residential and commercial rodent treatments confirmed between September of last year and August of this year. New York came in second, Los Angeles third, followed by Washington, D.C., San Francisco, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Cleveland, Detroit, and Denver rounding out the top 10. Tasha Stevens reporting.
British Prime Minister Liz Truss told Parliament that she's a fighter and not a quitter. She faces hostile opposition and fury from her own Conservative Party over an unfunded tax-cutting package that has since been abandoned. That economic plan sparked turmoil on financial markets and hammered the value of the British pound. As Truss spoke during today's session of Prime Minister's questions, some lawmakers shouted resign. More at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy middle of the week. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope every one of you having a delightful day thus far. A little foggy out there this morning, but that should go away. I don't know if it ever, well, the fog went away, but I didn't see much sun yesterday. I caught a hint here and there, but it's mostly cloudy. So today, we should get sun once all the fog and clouds burn off this morning. But kind of nice. This is that time of year where we get like those three to 4 weeks where we get fog like once or twice a week. So it's kind of nice right now. But kind of that Scooby-Doo ominous look when you're driving around out there, and all I could think of is, the old man sea captain, storm's coming, So that's kind of the way I see it. So, but happy Wednesday, and enjoy the foggy morning. Be careful out there.
You know what's ironic? It's probably going to be really hot later today.
Yeah, the high's 73. So, I mean, it's not like New Mexico hot, but, warm for a nice day in late October.
The sun's probably going to, like, the rays like to, when there's no clouds, the rays like to beat down on us.
Beat down like the man.
So it's like, even though it's been cold for the past 4 days, it's probably going to be
I dig it. I like it. It's nice.
For this morning, then it's going to be really, it's probably going to be hot by noon.
Well, that's just it. We're in the warming up part of the week now because, like you said, we've had the rain, it was cooler temps, and now for the next couple days, we'll get more late summer, early fall temps with 70s. We'll be we're low 70s today, upper 70s, and 80 by Friday.
It'll be interesting.
And then Sunday, now they're saying a rain chance. Only a 20. But I know there's supposed to be a bunch of wind around the state. Here they say it'll be Sunday sunny and 79 and breezy. So it's not going to be that cool this weekend, but might get a little windy with a little rain. So we'll see.
Right.
We got a few days between now and then, and it's New Mexico. You know how our weather is. So
Yeah, see how we always have that 1 week of normal weather before the summer turns into winter. There's always a week or a month.
Right.
And it's did we skip that week already? Did that week of normal weather pass us by now and we're already in the point of no return?
I don't know. Well, I'm hoping with all this rain we've got lately and all this is signs that we'll have a moist winter, which is good for us, especially up in the mountains with the water table and all of that. So,
sure.
So hopefully this fares well, and maybe we'll get some snow this winter. So I don't want Goliath. I don't want 22 inches in one day deal like we got with Goliath, but maybe a couple days throughout the winter where we get a few inches of snow here or there. That'd be nice. Our normal snows. The one where it snows overnight and then by 10 a.m. it's all gone. Those kind of snows, the ones we normally get.
Yeah, 2 years ago we had a snow like that.
Yeah, that's other than Goliath. That's pretty much how our snow is. We'll get snow, and then usually by midday it's gone, or most of it's gone. So maybe we'll get a few of those over the. I'll never forget.
You'll definitely get it in February.
Yeah, I'll never forget. This was years ago, back when we worked at the Mix 106, and we used to do the radio show on 2nd Street in a little building that was it was almost directly across from the Monterey Shopping Plaza. There's the traffic light 2nd and what is that?
Union or Sunset?
Maybe Union. I don't think it's Sunset. I think it's Union.
Okay.
It's where. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it might be. Well, anyway, it's right across the Monterey Shopping Plaza. And that light.
The flea market?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably Sunset.
Yeah, Sunset. So there's that traffic light right there at Sunset and 2nd Street, right by the Monterey Shopping Plaza. Well, the building we did the radio show at was right at that intersection. It was there was one building on the corner and then our building. But looking out the window of the studio and everything, you could see the street and everything. So I remember Sean and I doing a show one morning, and we're watching, and apparently later in the show the sun was out and it was melting everywhere except for there's this shady spot right by the Monterey Shop, right by the intersection there, and it left a patch of ice right there at before where you stopped.
Yeah.
And every light cycle, Sean and I watched cars almost eat it every single break. And we literally sat there and said, all right, let's see who skids through this time. And it was just watching no accidents, thank God.
Right.
But I would say every 5 minutes somebody's squeaking and, losing control of the car there at that intersection because they hit that ice patch. And that was probably 2005 or something like that. Yeah, it was a while ago. It was back in the mixed days. So
usually, if your house is facing north, like mine is, then the sun's behind your house, so your front lawn will always have some kind of ice in front of it for a long time, while everyone else's lawn is nice and warm.
Yeah,
that ice will stick with you.
I used to like that when I was a kid because one of the houses we lived in was like that, where it faced the north. It was an area where we didn't get as much sun as the other houses on the street. And so when it snowed and we get snow days, and then after a couple days, the snow would be gone in the neighbor's yard, but we'd still have it in ours, so we could still do snowmen and snowball fights while everyone else. It's I got to go to Mike's house. There's the only place with snow left, so we go over there and build our snow forts and have snow fights and all.
Yeah, because the sun's on the south side.
Yeah, we used to get enough snow to have snow forts and snow fights every. Not not like upstate New York weather where they get snow all the time, but DC would get more snow than we get here, but they equally don't know how to handle it. Like they should be better at it with the amount of snow they get compared to us. Like they at least own snow plows and stuff. And like here we're like, yeah, we got one. It's in Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Like there they got them, and they got those little those mountains that they store salt in. They're all over the DC area, these little pyramids looking buildings, and they store the salt for the roads and all that in there. And so they go in there and bust those out. So, but it's people are idiots, and like, you know, they're not like up in Minnesota and those places where they're used to driving in the snow all the time. DC people are transient people. Most of them are from other parts, and most of them come from places where there's no snow, I guess, because they get on the Beltway there, and it's just idiot city. It's just,
no.
it's just every rube who thinks they can drive in the snow is out there not driving in the snow.
I'll never forget the 2014, which was the year before Goliath, actually.
Okay.
I worked at Sam's Club. And that parking lot one morning was just a full blanket of snow.
Yeah.
And it was just nice to look at.
Yes, it's pretty.
Before all the cars got on.
Yeah, before everyone gets out and about looking at the snow, it's very pretty. But so maybe we'll get some of those this winter. Hopefully, knock on wood. I think our phone's ringing. Might be our guest. Speaking of guests, let me give you the rundown for today's show. Here this hour, we're going to have John from Oasis Computers join us. He pops in once a month, give us an update on what's happening technology-wise, and he's always talking computer tips and things like that. And you know, when you have computer issues, he's the guy that helps you solve them. So we'll talk with John here in just a bit. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15 or so, Bob Power is going to join us. They've got a dance coming up. Not familiar with all the details, whether this one's at Westminster or somewhere else, but he's going to come in and give us the skinny on this upcoming dance. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we'll have the folks from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce join us, give us an update on what's happening over at the Roswell Chamber with all their fun stuff. And it's a busy time of year with everything else, and between Halloween coming up and football and all that kind of stuff. So we got bowl games coming, the Wool Bowl coming up here in December, the All-Star game. There's a plenty of football coming up over the, of course we're getting district play now in high school football, and then of course the playoffs, and then bowl games with NMMI and everything else. But we'll have the Wool Bowl here. I believe that's December 2nd, and then December 3rd is the red and green game, which is like the high school all-star game, which will be at the Wool Bowl as well. So a lot of that. So we'll talk. I know the Chamber's sponsoring the Wool Bowl, the bowl game. So that'd be probably one of the things they talk about. All right, it is 16 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. High pressure will be covering the desert southwest for the next couple of days, and that means a pretty nice weather pattern for us. About 70 for the afternoon high today and sunny. Overnight, maybe a few clouds drifting through and down to the mid-40s, and then a little bit warmer on Thursday, but still pretty nice. We'll hit the mid-70s with sunshine. Sunny on Friday and about 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 44 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 89%. Winds currently out of the west at 3 miles per hour. That's what we were talking earlier. Once this fog and everything looks like it's starting to burn out, I'm starting to see blue sky. That's a good sign. Sunny for today, a high of 73. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 44 degrees. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Warmer tomorrow, sunny skies, 78 for a high. Winds will be out of the northwest at around 5 miles per hour. Clear skies tomorrow night with an overnight low of 44 degrees. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, sunny skies. Expect highs right around 80 degrees. West winds 5 to 10. And then for your weekend, Saturday, mostly sunny, high of 83. Sunny on Sunday, but there is a 20% chance of showers. And breezy with a high of 79, 20% chance of rain Sunday night as well, partly cloudy, breezy with an overnight low of 51. And then looks like we'll start next week, sunny skies, highs right around 70. All right, it is 17 minutes after 7. We're going to take about a 4-minute break, and then John from Oasis Computers will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Here in Roswell, we work hard for our money. That's why it's important to spend our money wisely. Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. When I walk through our store, I'm really impressed with the furniture we sell. It's so beautiful and so comfortable you could just feel the quality. This is furniture you'll be proud of for years to come. Furniture that your family will enjoy every day. Furniture that will last and last. Get the most from your hard-earned money. Come see us at Glenn's Furniture, where delivery is free since 1953.
This is Mikey, General Manager at Roswell Nissan. Are you haunted by high payments or afraid you'll be stuck in your old car forever? This is your chance to escape. It's Halloween madness at Roswell Nissan. No tricks, just a lot of treats. Like rates as low as 2.25% for 36 months or 3.99% for 75 months. No payments for 90 days on approved credit. And if you do have creepy credit, Roswell Nissan has credit specialists on hand to help you get your deal done. Halloween madness all October long at Roswell Nissan.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor. John runs with us. Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 3 Series tractor with 0% APR for 72 months at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2316.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia or Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. We are passionately committed to providing our customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
I'm Michelle Garcia Holmes, and I'm running for United States Congress. As a former policewoman, I put on my Kevlar vest, uniform, gun belt, grabbed my 12-gauge shotgun, jumped into my police car, and hit the city streets to keep you safe. I want to do the same for you in Washington. I'm asking for your vote on November 8th because our families deserve safe cities, a secure border, and lower gas prices.
Donate today at GarciaHolmesForCongress.com. Paid for by Michelle Garcia Holmes for Congress.
Buying a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for. Just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company, but come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
There's at least one thing most New Mexicans agree on. Our schools have a long way to go. That's why Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is breathing new life into public education with initiatives that support our children from their first baby steps to promising career paths. Like expanding in-home family services, early childhood and pre-K, so thousands more kids will go off to school healthy and ready to learn. And attracting new teachers by raising salaries to the highest in the Southwest. It's already paying off by recruiting hundreds of new teachers to our classrooms this year. And she is cutting teacher paperwork and administrative burdens by 41%, so they have more time to teach our children. Thanks to the governor's new Opportunity Scholarships, any New Mexican can now attend a state college for free to earn a certificate or degree in a wide range of high-demand fields. After 2 tough years, we're finally making progress in education. We can't afford to go back to the failed policies of the past.
Paid for by New Mexicans for Michelle.
Approved by Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Mulan has the highest kill count of any Disney character. When asked for comment, Buzz Lightyear responded, "To infinity and beyond." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 7 o'clock. Joining us in studio this morning from Oasis Computers, John is back with us. Morning, John.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. How's life at the office?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Can't complain.
Keeping busy, steady.
Keeping steady, comes and goes, but overall it's good.
Is the world of supply and demand getting a little better, or is it still about the same?
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, I run out. I had a couple of those little nooks in stock, little computers, and they always seem to sell all at once or something. I don't know what that is. But,
so they're going off the shelf as fast as they're coming.
Last week I sold the last one. Well, one high-end one that was left.
Okay.
Well, I hope I can get some, if you know what I mean. So I got busy that day. Next day, somebody else needed one. So I sold one that was that I was using. They didn't mind that it was a used one. So I got that going. So I better turn around and order some. And it's like, oh, can I get some?
Yeah, right. Is this going to happen?
And they had them in stock for what I wanted. I was kind of surprised. So I think it's getting a little better.
Good.
Also, we had to been dealing with the 10th generation for a while, even though the 11 was out. And I mean, it was really hard to get an 11th generation one for me anyway.
Sure.
And being a small outfit, of course. And guess what I got?
You got the 11th?
12th generation.
Oh, wow, even one above.
So something has caught up again or something like that, at least in my computer world here.
Interesting.
Got a little better, yes.
Good deal. So maybe that's, because if I remember right, the big weight was computer chips for like cars and computers, that was the big
the
silicone
manufacturing,
or something.
The virus in China, factories down.
That was kind of the backup for... And unfortunately, we live in a world where everything needs a computer chip now.
Yeah,
so.
I keep reading that it's kind of changing a little bit. We're starting to realize that relying on that just-in-time manufacturing may not be quite the best thing.
Yep. Bust out your butter churns. We might need them again.
Don't know. We'll see.
But, it does bring up a point that, yes, we rely on technology, and technology is a good thing, but sometimes you need to know how the process is done just in case. And so that's why it's good to always, embrace technology, use it. But remember, there is a time and a place where you might have to do things the old-fashioned way sometimes. And so it's good to know that every once in a while.
It's good to be able to do that and practice that once in a while.
Absolutely.
If the supply just drops off, what can I do to keep going?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I need to figure something out.
Yeah,
so that's more of a life thing than computer thing, but it still applies here.
Right.
So, speaking of Windows, I know we were talking a little bit before the break here about this Windows and things, and as people know, and I've always it feels like, and I don't know, and I'm not trying to play Apple versus Samsung or any of these kind of games, but it always seems like when Apple released a computer or releases a new product, it's pretty much a finished product. There isn't a lot of updating going on, where anytime a Microsoft Windows, it's almost like, all right, we're going to rush to get it fast, and then we're going to send it out to the world, and they're going to tell us the bugs, and we'll come back and fix the bugs.
Yeah, I think in a way it's between the two of them. We get some kind of back and forth, and then some midline, and both have the benefits. We talked about it in the past. Apple is environment all on its own, tries to do everything within it.
Sure. Lock you into their computer.
What I like about Apple and its products in general, they're high quality. They're expensive, maybe over expensive, I don't know.
But you get what you pay for.
Yeah, and then they're meticulous on their software. They're not, everything stays the same, looks the same. They are hard-pressed to keep it the same. I'm looking for the right word here, but whereas Windows, if you look in your Windows, you see stuff that looks the same when you do some update, a driver update, or copying a file, you see it too. Printing, where you see it an interface that comes from Windows 3.1, it looks like. And then you got the brand new interface that they just came out with yesterday, and it's all mixed in. You can use all that, and it makes it confusing.
Now, is this like a transition phase where they're trying to phase us out of the old?
Oh, yeah. It's been going on since, 1995, I guess. So it's not doing real well, whereas Apple keeps that the same. One of the shows we watched, Leo Laporte with the Windows show there. They were talking about that, and they were pointing out that on Apple, if you have a brand new Apple now with the latest processor they have in it, their own processor, whatever, and you look about 10, 15 years ago, the interface that you're looking at, the desktop, whatever you call it, is very, very similar. You can use what you were used to 15 years ago. If you go up to a brand new Mac, you can use it. It's not now. Compare that with where Windows 8 came out.
Right.
People came in the store and say, "I don't know how to stop this."
It's like a foreign language or something.
Yeah, they couldn't. They had a program up and they wanted to go back to shut it down, whatever. It couldn't do it.
I think Apple is like, I learned from my wife, soap operas, because my wife used to grow up watching one of them, One Life to Live, or I can't remember which one it is called. She would, and then she didn't watch it for like 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then she started watching it like 20 years later, and it was like she never
fit right in.
Yeah. Whereas if you watch any other show,
that's kind of part of Apple.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, Apple has now one of the fastest processors for desktop computing.
Yeah.
Supposedly beats the socks off everybody else. So they are going forward, but they do understand that people need to be able to use it. And then Microsoft seems to be, let's do it this way. Now let's go, let's go left for a while. Let's go right for a while. Whatever.
Just when you get comfortable with it, they switch it up on you.
That's a problem that I see a lot.
And that's probably just from a lady's perspective, I'm sure.
Well, no, it's everybody. It's the problem between the guys that make it. What they just finished and comes out to you brand new, that's old to them. They've been working on it for 4 or 5 years to get it to this point, so they go working on the new stuff.
Sure.
Then the customer on the other end goes like, oh, wow, what do I do with this? So finally, they learn how to handle it. Then another year or so later, they get comfortable with it, and then they get real good with it, and then they change it.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Right, and then you go, leave it alone. Now, it does get better over time.
Sure.
But,
well, I think is, and I'm guessing in reality that's the way it seems to us. But I'm guessing they're creating new opportunities that their software can do, and so
there's a lot of throwing it at the wall, see what sticks too.
But I to me, it's almost a little like Microsoft's trying to do the Swiss Army approach, where you get a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, that's
they keep
good
adding more knives and more.
No, they
try
to make it backwards compatible as best they can.
Yeah.
Apple doesn't. Apple says buy new, throw the old stuff away. That's the drawback on Apple.
Yeah. Well, I've always heard too, like from an engineering or from an IT guy's person's perspective, that Apple's always built for a user, but not so much for the person working on it. Where Microsoft is, it's easier to work on, but not as easy for a user perspective. That's kind of the comparison.
That's how it turns out.
Yeah.
And yes, most people would need to study a lot more to run Windows effectively. But what the problem, I think, is with it, it looks easy.
Gotcha.
Turn it on, click on start,
Point
and then
click
click on
and go.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes, but there, when that does not work or gets changed, then we get all in trouble. People. A good example is the virus guys. You type in a website or a link on an email or whatever, and then your browser, what is misunderstood? My computer is telling me it's infected. No, it's just in the browser.
Right.
So people don't even know the difference between the browser and their computer, what it is. So with the browser, you're looking like through a window somewhere else.
Gotcha.
That's the way I try to explain it.
Like you're in the train looking at the window.
Yeah, whatever. I kind of say you're walking down the street looking in a store window, and there's a snake in it. It's behind the glass, and they tell you it's going to bite you and you're going to die if you don't do something.
Gotcha.
Well, anybody looking at it knows it's behind the window.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Sure.
It may hit the window like that, but
sure.
It doesn't do any harm to you.
But the snake isn't.
So how do you get away from it? Well, walk off to the next window.
Ignore it. Yeah.
Right. And that's, because it's people get flabbergasted with it. It's like, oh my God,
Sure. That's a
so
good
they
analogy
do the
there,
wrong thing, and learning that's totally unimportant. So how do you get rid of it? Well, ultimately, you pull the plug on it, but you got a laptop, so it don't go off.
Right.
So I asked people on the phone, did you turn your laptop off? Yes, they did, and it's still there. You didn't turn it off.
You powered it down.
People come in the store. I had one last week. and the guy says, doesn't work. And I said, did you turn it off? Oh, yeah, I turned it off several times. And it still does the same thing. And I told him, you didn't turn it off.
Yeah, you powered it down.
So I had 2 other people there. So I helped the one, I helped the other one. I go to the guy with the not working. I hold the power button down for 12 seconds. And I said, okay, here you go. It's fixed. I think, because sometimes it's not fixed. Okay?
Sure.
So it comes back up, and the guy looks at me and goes, what the heck? He said, I told you, you didn't turn it off. You don't know how to turn your computer off.
Yeah.
If you force it off, you got to hold that button down, that start button, for like
on a
10 to
laptop,
15 seconds. You can unplug it, but doesn't do it.
Yeah, otherwise you're just powering it down. You're
right,
just,
and that's not necessarily the best thing to do, because if you're familiar with the Control-Alternate-Delete keystroke, then you have the option to shut the offending program off, and you can just keep
I'm
going.
old enough where we had to rely on Control-Alt-Delete.
We still
for
do,
many
but people don't know it. It's not so obvious anymore. But the infection case is perfect. You know, your browser is stuck. It doesn't. You can't turn. You're going to click on the X. It doesn't go away.
Yeah.
So if you hit Control-Alt-Delete and then go shut the Google Chrome, for instance, off, stop this program from running, then you don't have to do anything else. You're fine again. And then you try again to go website. And then, of course, the most beautiful thing is every time when the browser comes back up, what will it tell you? It says, I got shut down incorrectly. Do you want to restore your pages?
Yeah.
And guess what most people say?
Yes.
Yeah,
They
indeed.
shouldn't. I say
well,
no.
then it's back to the same problem again.
I always
So
say no.
It's misunderstood somehow. I'm not sure why, but, I want to restore it to where it's good.
Yeah.
But that's not what it means. Restore it to where you were.
Yeah.
Well, then you're
it's
back.
basically your files weren't saved.
Right.
Do you want to go back there? We didn't delete them yet.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, come on down. And
Right.
you're like, no, you don't want to do. You
Right.
just the reason you rebooted was to not get back there.
Right.
So
Right. So a lot of misunderstanding, and then Microsoft can just communicate so extremely well to us that we have no idea what the heck they're talking about. If you know what I mean. Apple does that, I think, better too. So it's almost like compared to Linux, whatever, the way that used to be.
Yeah.
There for a while, 20 years ago, I guess, Linux was starting to go and wonder, well, try Linux. And people would try it and go, what? It's real simple. Let me show you. So they go to some kind of a DOS prompt where you type in your commands. See, it works. And that's not what people can't handle that.
yeah,
So-
it was efficient, but it wasn't sexy.
well, it's very difficult because you need to remember and know your commands to type. It's just like DOS was.
It's like actual old school programming.
So now you just look at it. It's I always say it's like going to a country where you don't speak the language. You
Yeah.
need to buy some bread, let's say, and go to a bakery, and you can't tell them what you want, but you can point at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in DOS and in these other programs, a lot of times you have to type your commands in, so you have to speak to the computer.
Sure.
But you don't understand the language. In Windows and in Apple too, you can just point and click, and then something will happen.
Well, and I think, and this might be a generational thing, because since you and I kind of grew up in the dawn of the home computer age and all of that. So we were fortunate enough to see those first generations of home computers, and you couldn't do anything without DOS knowledge. You just could not. You couldn't
That was just how it worked.
And I mean, I even remember getting computer magazines as a kid, and you could put in like 12 chapters of code in there, and when you were done, you might get to play Hangman or something like that.
Well, for most people, it wouldn't play because
you
you made
screwed
a
up
mistake.
the code.
I
forgot to put a colon on line 27.
Well, I got a better story on that one. I got some people in that couldn't spend much money on it. So, and they warned me up front, said, no, we can't spend much money on this. We don't have much. It's like, what can I do? It's like, well, what are you doing? This, and this. Oh, and you got a book with it? Oh, great, wonderful. So I looked quickly through the book. So, yeah, page 12. This is what you need. What's on this page 12 here? That's most everything. Go home, read it, try it, follow instructions, and study it up, and it should work.
Yeah.
So they came back 2 weeks later and said, we don't have anything we can't make it work. What do you type in? So they typed in the command from the book, C, semicolon / something. And I look at that and I say, oh, yeah, it's wrong in the book. It needs to be C colon. Because semicolon, that's not a command.
Yeah, it doesn't understand
It was a
that
misprint in the book.
Oh,
so,
wow.
I mean, how are you going to fight that?
How many people got angry on that book when they were
But
trying
there was
to put
only
that in?
one instance that this ever happened,
That's pretty impressive, actually, because, I mean, if for folks that aren't familiar with DOS codes and all that, if you didn't grow up in that era, if you ever get a chance to look at, I mean, it's literally it's colons and...
Well, you turn your computer on, you get C colon flashing... flashing...
But everything was DOS-based, and now it's kind of... Now that technology is surpassed.
Right, and then we get
DOS.
a lot of, people that work with it and go like, whoa, we use it this way and that way. So things changing, adding stuff in it. Crooks will break into it. And it's just a constant fight.
But I think for people that are computer IT people, like it's almost like you need to know DOS to know the rest, if that makes sense. Like if you understand
and think
DOS,
of it a little bit as a car. What we want for people is the car that has a red light on it. Stop. If something really wrong. People understand it. The right light comes on your dashboard, and it's like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
Versus the car nut that has gauges and meters and things and whatever, all things in it.
Tax and extra tax.
And he can see what the temperature in the rear is doing and the engine and whatever. You can
tire
see
pressure
everything.
on each tire,
Right. He knows what it means and what it does, and he can see it coming on. And he can make up his mind, well, I drive a little longer because that's not that bad, or it's bad, I should stop now.
Sure.
Well, that would be done wrong by the end user that has all those options in it. So, well, how bad is that? It's not quite in the red yet. Well, I would stop because that will ruin it. And, this red is fine. So...
That makes sense, yeah. Kind of like the dummy light versus if you're a mechanic, you're going to want the monitors, whereas the rest of us want the dummy light.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
And then you got the problem of, driving the thing and repairing the thing.
Sure.
So the Windows needs to be repaired on a constant basis. It's not like a car where it runs for, 10,000 miles and then you got to do something, whatever, as long as you know how to put gas in it.
Sure.
And plug it in, maybe.
Computers are like cars in the aspect that older computers... it was a lot easier to swap out hardware and things and get software and hardware to marry, where it's a little more complicated now.
We get more and more that everything is integrated.
Yeah,
so,
and cars are the same way, because 20 years ago...
System on a chip, the whole thing gets on integrated. If you look at an old computer, a bunch of wires in there soldered together, and all these things are now in the chip.
Right.
And, the video gets in the chip. Pretty soon you just have a chip with wires coming out, and you hook your keyboard and whatever up on it. That's why they're so small, too.
Yeah. But to me, that's that's why the comparison with the car, because, you computers 20, 30 years ago, bring it to a guy like you, can swap it out pretty easy. A car 30 years ago, you could change your own oil in the driveway, most things. Nowadays, there's so many computers and things, you're like, I got to reset 37 factory things every time you do. You know what? I'll let the technician go. And computers are starting to, nah, you probably shouldn't be doing home repairs on a computer.
Well, you need better tools, and the better tools, some of them are very expensive, Yeah,
you can't just pick up, and it's even different because these are small, fine, because you're dealing with stuff that, now you have to worry about environments, dust and things like that.
Right.
And
then, at the same time, in a certain way, it gets easier because you swap the whole unit out now. You don't have to trace down to the whatever. It's just the whole thing gets just swapped out.
Sure, absolutely.
So yeah.
So, but if you're having problems with Windows and things like that, John can bring your computer down and he can help you out with it. You're kind of coming across a little bit of that right now with updates and things like that going on. So
yeah, we got a new Windows coming out. We've been mad for a year why it can't run on old machines. And looking back at it now, because the new Windows 22H2 came out for 11 and for 10.
Okay.
So both have been updated now. But on the 11th, it won't run on machines older than an 8th generation Intel processor and the equivalent of AMD and whatever. And we put it on machines that are 10, 12 years old, and they're way out of date. It works on it. So we've been mad at it the whole time as to why are they forcing us to buy new computers. That's what it looked like.
Sure.
Well, I think they came a year early out with Windows 11 because now on the new generation, we have some added stuff in it that takes advantage in the security sector of what's built into the chip.
Okay.
They got built into the 8th generation chips, not the ones before.
Okay.
Now, on the older machines, some of them have that somewhat in there and can use it, but to make that work, it slows the machine down by half or something like that. So a machine that we consider with the first generation of Windows 11 was doing fine. With the new generation of 11, it can't do it, or it slows it down tremendously. And that's why that, I think, was.
Well, I'm wondering, now I'm thinking, I wonder if they too are a victim of COVID world, where in essence the software and the design was ahead of the manufacturing, and then now COVID hit and the manufacturing couldn't keep up with the design.
No, I don't think that has to do with it. It's just...
like their intent was to do it this way and roll out, but then COVID threw a wrench in the plan.
No, we've learned from all the mistakes, break-ins and things. So you build anything, and you looking at it from the point of making it work and making it easy and making it good and whatever. The crook that wants to break into it looks, where can I get into it? Where's the flaw? What did he overlook?
Where's the crack in the armor?
Right. So they will take advantage of that. So when somebody does use that crack in the armor, then we go, well, gotta close that up, gotta fix that.
Right.
So as we go along, we fix that, and then the technology in the chip has changed to be able to stop some of the things that were happening in the past, but the software needs to take advantage of that. So that needs to work together. And 11 has been built to start working with that, but I don't know why they wanted it out last year. They should have just waited till this year's what it looks like now. But,
Of course, they may have stockholders to answer to, so that's why things like that happen.
Don't know, but, they're always early with this stuff. I mean, if we look back at it, the first Windows that we ever tried was, well, what good is this? It takes so long to do anything, wherein DOS was boop, 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 done.
Yeah.
And Windows was like, well, we're at it now 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Oh, it worked after half an hour. You can't wait on that. This Windows never going to do any good. Then the newer processors come out, and it worked fine.
Yeah.
So, happens over and over.
Sure. And you know what? This kind of stuff's going to keep going as long as you're alive and on this earth, because technology, it's just, that's the nature of the beast. It's just, technology is so fast and trying to get products out.
It seems to speed up with things, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, whatever.
It could be either, depending on, people, because, you want technology, you want to push that envelope, but if you're not, checking over your work and seeing making sure that I's are getting dotted. And
the way I look at it, if we move forward for the reason of technology is better, if we could make the other stuff work as long as we could for what it's needed for, maybe for simpler tasks, whatever, that would be wonderful in my opinion. But not moving forward.
I just don't know if humanity can do that, because I don't think humanity will rest on their laurels. Like the one person comes out with the invention we all need, there's 20 people saying I can do it better. You know what I mean? That's just humanity's, I think, way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just, even if we all said, this is great, let's stop. There's always going to be some people saying, no, I can make it better, and I'm going to push that envelope farther. And I just think that's how humans work in the big scheme of things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anytime you got to marry humans and computers, there's always some There's a few.
Anyway, the thing we do know is that if we have problems with the computer, I can help.
There you go. That's something John can do.
Right.
So especially, like you said, we are supplying's getting better, but we still in a world where like wanting to make something last a little longer, or if you got an older computer that you're trying to kind of resurrect or to repurpose.
Just like with old computers, I basically these days about around 10 years of age, not a good deal to fix the 10-year-old one up.
But then again, depends on what you're doing with it.
Right. Well,
you know, if it's just a simple little thing.
What the problem is with the old stuff is we start using these things, for instance, to go to the bank website or something like that.
Sure.
And what happens is, with old computer, it works fine, does everything you want.
Sure.
You also check your bank up on that. So the bank comes back with you're using, let's say, Google Chrome again or whatever, Edge maybe. But it's the old computer. So the bank says, hey, we don't let you in with this browser.
Right.
You need to update your browser. So you try to update your Google Chrome. It says, can't update it. You need to update your Windows. Your Windows is Windows, 7 or something. Won't run on it no more. So you try to update your Windows 7 and say, well, you can't run that. The browser is too old. And then you're stuck.
And that makes sense, especially like a bank or something that has a more secure website that's going to require updated stuff.
We have a lot of complaints because we're trying to make it safer. What causes all kinds of problems. Passwords, good example.
Sure.
You know, I had it the other day myself. My phone wasn't doing right. I rebooted. I had some trouble with it, whatever. I got kind of frustrated with it. And guess what? The stupidest thing. A phone rebooted once more. Put your PIN in it. And I go, So I go to the wife and I go like, oh, no, we do have a PIN.
I know,
like,
I'm just making the joke.
What the heck is my PIN? And she looks at me and goes, well, it is. Now, if I waited a couple of minutes, I don't know, I got a cup of coffee or something, that did something different, whatever it was, picked the phone back up, looked at it, typed it right in.
Yeah.
No problem.
Just it was that moment of like, all right.
So, weird.
Yeah. Well, if you have any of these computer issues, they go on the blink. Or if you're looking to get a new computer and stuff, like I said,
we have some again.
You've got parts and you got...
And we have used, if you know something
deal.
cheaper, whatever, yes.
And the beauty, again, is John can build the computer to what you want it to do. And that's the great... that's... sure, you can save $1 sometimes and buy like the $200 that Black Friday's coming up.
That happened also. Somebody came in, they drove in from Artesia, I believe. They came in, had found me on the web. I don't know what the folks were about, but they said, we need a computer, new or used. Well, we want a new one. So I pointed at some things. I could already see it. It's like, man, not quite, whatever. It's like, how much do you expect to pay for it? They said, well, about around $300. And it's like, let's stop right here.
Yeah.
Why don't you go check Walmart out? Because they may have one. Now, watch out what you're buying. It may not be very good.
Right.
Some of them can be decent.
Yeah.
Or workable, let me put it that way.
Again, it's all on what you're doing with
right,
it.
Right, but I cannot supply that, a used one I can, but they wanted a new one. So we looked up at the Walmart website. There was one for right at $300. I said, now the one for $450 is the one you should get if you can afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And still, that's a good price because I'm not sure if I can quite beat that or not.
Yeah, that's a pretty...
Keep in mind, Walmart had no Surface. If you buy mine, you have me behind it. So, and that cost. So.
Absolutely.
Right.
And so, and to be honest, he could probably get you more bang for your buck is what I'm saying. Like, okay, you want a new computer?
What I'm trying to say is that the bang for the buck on your end is that if in this particular situation, Walmart was, in their case, the best bang for the buck.
Absolutely.
And I'm not trying to keep the sale and then fight later on with it and then be all mad at it because I didn't make enough money. No,
Well, and here's another thing. Let's just face it. When you buy a $300 Walmart computer, it's going to have some issues at some point, and that's where John can say, hey, I got you covered.
I'll let you know up front what we can and cannot do, but if your Walmart computer has a problem, we charge full price for the repair, whatever it takes. Well, if it's one of ours, we may give you a break.
Nice. So
because you bought it from us.
Sure.
You supported me in the first place.
Absolutely. Yeah,
right.
that makes sense. So, but
I think
seriously, and I would even argue, rather than go to Walmart and look for if you're like, I got $350, he could probably build you something that would suit your needs better.
We have sometimes used ones that are cheaper and are better than the new ones.
And that's what I'm saying. I would say
I try to educate the customer as to what they get and why they get it and why they should get it or not get it.
If you've got $400 to spend on a computer, my suggestion would be go used. But that's just,
they're getting to the point, and the price has come down some again.
Yeah.
That for a while it was expensive, cheap, and you didn't ever know what you get when you need to order. But that's gotten better, and you can start getting at about $400 stuff that works.
Gotcha.
Right. At the moment.
Good
anyway.
deal. If of course, come on by mornings, Monday through Friday, from about 8 to about 12:30 or so.
We're now open from 8 till 12, Monday to Friday. I leave at 12:30.
Okay.
So if you have something to pick up, I don't mind if you come in at 12:25. I can handle that. And if you need something that I need to take in, I like for you to be closer to 12 because I need to write it up, make sure that I know what I need to fix.
Sure. And then, of course, he uses the afternoons to work on the big projects.
And then, I do let people in once in a while if they need to pick it up in the afternoon, whatever. Depends on how busy it is.
Yeah. Give your phone number out.
575-625-9141. And that's still the best way to reach me, or stop by the store, 1703 North Garden Avenue.
Yes, right behind the Wool Bowl.
Right behind the Wool Bowl. Yep, that's the easy one, next to the railroad tracks.
Exactly. You can't miss it, and come in.
Not really.
And come in and let John get you out of your whatever hole you're dealing with computer-wise.
We do our best.
Thank you, John. I'm sure you got a few people waiting for you as we speak here, so we'll let
I
you get
got
back
some
to work.
there, and when it's done, then the people want it because they're need to get going with it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, John. As always, appreciate the visit. We'll see you next month, okay?
Very good. Thank you.
All right, 7:53 news, quick break. Don't go away.
Your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. A New Mexico judge is granting an injunction against an armed paramilitary group in southern New Mexico that drew attention 2 years ago for its armed presence at demonstrations against police violence and colonialist monuments around the state. The New Mexico Civil Guard claimed it was acting as a volunteer peacekeeping force. On Tuesday, a judge barred the group from ever organizing or operating in public as a military unit outside the authority of the state. The judge also ordered the group never to organize at protests, demonstrations, or any other public gatherings. A Dexter man captured by the Chavez County Narcotics Task Force has been sentenced after pleading guilty to drug crimes. Richard Orlinsky Sugar Sanchez was also charged with tax evasion by the IRS after confessing that in 2020 he and a co-conspirator distributed methamphetamine throughout Roswell and then laundered the proceeds. Tuesday, Sanchez was ordered to spend 23 years in state prison. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Hey, New Mexico. Experiencing issues keeping your office technology up to date with these crazy supply chain issues? Well, DSI is here to help. We've diversified our products and solutions to help your business not just survive, but thrive in any situation. Have your teams collaborate and share with high-def video walls and interactive smart panels. With free unlimited support, the fear of any new technology is a thing of the past. Contact DSI today to upgrade your workspace. www.dsinm.com.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. In boys and girls soccer, it's almost the end, if not the end, with games yesterday. How about the Goddard Lady Rockets beating up Artesia yesterday 8-0? They are now 12-7 overall, 5-0 in district. Lexi Pinon scored 4 goals. Goddard finishes with Portales on Saturday at 2 o'clock. Meanwhile, it was the end of the line for the Roswell girls yesterday, losing to Clovis 2-0. They defeated Carlsbad 2-1 on Saturday, but end up on a losing note for the regular season. Boys soccer, Roswell beats Clovis 1-0. Now 2-3-1 in district. That was their final game, though, and that's it. Except for one, NMMI defeated Socorro 9-0 yesterday. They finished at Hatch Valley Saturday. Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect, and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we
People first.
It's October, and that means it's time to paint Roswell Honda pink. We partnered up with the Chaves County Cancer Fund to help raise much-needed money, and we are gearing up for another amazing year. Roswell Honda is giving away some great prizes, including 3 Michael Kors designer purses, pretty in pink, of course. Stop by for a free entry or 3 entries with a qualified test drive. And that's not all. With new inventory arriving daily and over 100 quality pre-owned vehicles on the lot, there's never been a better time to get behind the wheel. Here's Joe Salzar to tell you all about it.
Don't let vehicle pricing rumors fool you. With Roswell Honda's market-based program tool, we are making it easier than ever to get the best deal in southeastern New Mexico. And with every vehicle sold in the month of October, we will donate $50 to the Chaves County Cancer Fund.
Join us Saturday, October 29th from 10 to 1 p.m. We will have a special performance by the Charlie's Angels. Bring cash to support the cause and purchase goods from our many vendors. Help us make it happen for the Chaves County Cancer Fund, and let's paint Roswell Honda pink.
I'm State Representative Greg Nybert. New Mexico ranks 50th in child well-being, and this statistic is not acceptable. Too often we see in the news where a child taken into state custody is returned to an abusive situation only to suffer more abuse, sometimes resulting in death. Chaves County is not immune. Chaves County CASA and its staff and volunteers understand the system and where things go wrong. I have met with CASA to understand how we need to create a better system of caring for abused and neglected children and to break the cycle of abuse. I listen to local experts and then engage the state agency at the highest levels. I will support legislation to bring about positive change. I ask for you to vote for me, Greg Nybert, to allow me to continue to be your effective conservative voice in Santa Fe. Voting begins on October 11th and Election Day is November 8th. Please vote Greg Nybert for State Representative District 59.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Representative, Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection saves lives. Take care of yourself by staying up to date on your mammograms at Artesia General Hospital. Their 3D mammography brings you the most accurate technology with your comfort and convenience in mind. Appointments average just 15 minutes. If you're a woman over age 40, you don't need a doctor's referral to schedule a mammogram. Remember, early detection saves lives. Request your appointment today at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. The Kremlin is flexing its muscle. Russian President Putin today declared martial law in the 4 regions of Ukraine that he claims Moscow has annexed. He also gave additional emergency powers to the heads of all regions of Russia. The declaration came as Russian military strikes have caused massive blackouts across Ukraine. President Biden today expected to release additional oil from the nation's strategic reserve.
Top administration officials say President Biden will announce the release of another 15 million barrels from the strategic oil reserve as part of the response to the OPEC Plus nations making production cuts. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre responds to people who say Biden's action is an election ploy.
Should the president not do everything that he can to lower prices? Should he not continue to keep his promise to give American people a little bit of breathing room?
Officials say the president is expected to also open the door to undetermined additional releases this winter in an effort to keep prices down. Tim McGuire, Washington.
We've heard from the parents of a 15-year-old boy accused of killing 5 people in North Carolina.
Alan and Elise Thompson issued the statement yesterday acknowledging the pain caused by their son Austin, expressing grief for the 5 killed on Thursday, including their other son, 16-year-old James. Our son Austin inflicted immeasurable pain on the Raleigh community, and we are overcome with grief for the innocent lives lost, the statement said. The Thompsons also say they'll help investigators understand what happened, but have questions themselves. Authorities have not discussed motive for the shooting. The gunman remains hospitalized in critical condition. Besides killing his own brother, authorities accuse him of killing an off-duty officer and 3 women. I'm Julie Walker.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
Losing your family's home movies and photos would be devastating. That's why Legacy Box exists, to preserve your family's recorded moments digitally, ensuring they're safe forever. Think of the time and money your family invested to capture family vacations, birthdays, even your wedding. Recording a lifetime of memories was a commitment. Camcorders cost thousands, and cameras required film and development. Legacy Box is the final step to preserve your family's past. Thankfully, it doesn't require another big investment. Legacy Box is safe, simple, and affordable. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box to convert their analog media to digital. You owe it to your family to safeguard your memories. Become your family's hero and save them before it's too late. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering an exclusive discount when you go to legacybox.com/LBox. That's legacybox.com/LBox.
Iranian officials say the leaders of continuing protests over the death of Mahsa Amini could face death sentences.
Iran's Prosecutor General Jafar Montazeri added that under Sharia law, other protesters found guilty of a killing could also be sentenced to death if the families of victims request this. According to the Iranian authorities, 27 security officers have been killed at the hands of protesters. Foreign-based opposition activists say at least 240 protesters have been killed so far, more than 30 of them children.
That report from BBC correspondent Mike Thompson. New York City today is opening a complex of giant tents as a shelter for an influx of international migrants being bussed into the city by southern border states. It's intended to be a temporary way station for single adult men. News and analysis at townhall.com. The Biden administration is announcing plans to expand 24/7 mental health care.
Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra.
We are connecting the dots to make sure we give everyone whole health care.
Millions of dollars in grants will be awarded to expand all hours mental health and substance abuse care. This effort began with a bill in 2014.
We are finally going to treat healthcare above the neck the same as healthcare below the neck.
The bill was sponsored by Michigan Democrat Debbie Stabenow in the Senate, as well as Missouri Republican Roy Blunt.
There is a dramatic decline in what happens in people's overall health if you're dealing with their mental health.
More than 400 community behavior health clinics across 46 states provide 24-hour care. The grants will be used to expand the clinic. Ed Donahue, Washington.
Inflation in the UK accelerated to a 40-year high in September as the soaring cost of food squeezed household budgets. More at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Number deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Thank you, Roy. Sean, a little under the weather this morning, so he's at home recuperating. Hopefully he'll be back feeling better mañana. So hopefully, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what he ate. He said he was not feeling well in the stomach region, so I don't know.
I don't know. He's sick like once a month.
Yeah. Well, he's pretty good. I'm way sicker than he is. Like, as I'm getting older and my wife is back to school now, because my wife is a carrier. She goes to school and gets all the colds and flus and things she picks up from the kids at school and then gives them to me. It's kind of so generally from October till about March.
Okay.
I'm doing this the whole time.
See, stomach problems run in my side of the family, or my dad's side of the family, and so I'm lucky that I actually have a pretty strong stomach.
Yeah.
When it comes to most things.
Yeah, because I've seen you eat weird things, like raw eggs.
Yeah.
And you can't have a weak stomach just dropping raw eggs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That takes a little bit of little cast iron stomach kind of situation going on there.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you'd get sick from eating raw eggs.
It's a mental thing. I mean, I think you could if you got salmonella or something, but I mean,
yeah.
But your brain is a very powerful tool, and if your brain's turned off by it, it's going to trick your body into want to puke it back up. You know what I mean? It's like your gag reflex or anything. You know, it's just
you got to learn to like it.
Certain smells and sights and things, your brain will turn that into get that out of Dodge, boys. You know, and that's
for the record, I haven't had a raw egg since.
He's like, I've laid off on raw eggs.
I'd rather cook it.
Yeah.
It was just to prove a point that you can't eat it.
I watched Rocky. I saw him. I saw that movie where he'd drop a half dozen eggs in a glass and glunk, 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 glunk. It was like, whoa. And he was really doing that in the movie, by the way. That was Rocky in 77 or whenever that movie was out. There wasn't CGI in much there. It was. By the way, there is a commercial. Speaking of CGI, I was watching last night this commercial, and it was for some kind of eye drops.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to make your eyes really clear or something. I don't know. It's not. It didn't sound like a Visine thing. It was more like a cosmetic thing or something. I don't know. I was half paying attention.
Yeah.
But the thing that got me was it's kind of false advertising. Not kind of. It is because.
No, I accidentally bought one of those.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, this one was called Lumify.
Okay, and that might have been what I'm talking about.
All it is just it gets rid of the redness in your eyes.
Well, they made it sound like what they were doing is like these people tried to make sure the white part of your eye is super white, and so it makes the color sparkle. And so they're showing these people they put the eye drops in, and their eyes, it looks like they're all CGI'd so much that they're all like characters from like Avatar or something. It's just their eyes look so fake. They put so many filters on it that their eyes look cartoon. You know what I mean? Like the blues didn't look natural.
No, I think it like puffs your eyes up a little bit.
Does it? But the actual, you know, and I'm like, there's no way your eyes are going to look like they're from a Disney cartoon. You know what I mean?
Well, I've also seen people get like laser eye surgery.
The LASIK, yeah.
Yeah, and then they come back and their eyes look just like that. Like they're like twice as big as they used to be.
My father-in-law had LASIK, and he didn't look like that. But his was for glasses, so now he doesn't wear glasses. He used to wear glasses, had LASIK, now he doesn't. But some of those people might be doing something else too. You know, like some Botox or whatever. Like some people go crazy on that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a little Botox and doing your thing, but like I keep seeing,
maybe they just feel better, so like their eyes are just open.
Maybe that's it. Maybe they're
easier
more
to
alert. But I've been seeing a lot of commercials lately for some show on MTV, and Tori Spelling is the host, and the premise of the show is
Aaron Spelling's daughter.
Yes, right? She was in 90210, which her dad created. But anyway, probably how she got famous. Anyway, could have done it on her own. Anyway, she's got this show where she's the host of it. And it's kind of I think a game show where you got to spot the fake couple. Like they put some couples and then they all tell their story, and then you got to spot the liar and which one's not a real couple and which one's the real couple. That's the premise of the show, it looks like. But I'm bringing this up because I hadn't seen Tori Spelling in a while. I think I saw her once during COVID for she ended up one of those, hey, we're trying to create shows. I know. We'll just put celebrities in various games from their houses. You know, when they did a bunch of those during COVID? Oh, yeah. I saw her wrapped up in one of those. And she didn't look that bad there. But when I saw her on the show, somebody must have knocked her out and just Botoxed the heck out of her face, because like her lips, her eyes in that thing, they look so fake. It looks like, you know how some people go overboard, you can just tell, like their lips are cartoonishly big,
Yeah.
or their eyes are just weirdly.
Oh
just,
yeah,
yeah.
Angelina Jolie, Jennifer Garner, like
and hers is that, and it to be honest, it makes it look uglier. It just does. It went from like, hey, you were a girl that looked like a nice young, and then she went to that puffed up thing, and it was a sad state. So anyway, I just got down that rabbit hole. And by the way, I have no intention of watching this show. I just keep seeing the commercials and thinking, man, Tori Spelling looks awful. Let me give you the rundown for this show, or this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes. Bob Power going to join us here in just a bit, talk about his upcoming dance. I believe Saturday. I don't have a flyer this time for this one, so I'm going to rely on Bob to give me all the information here. But he's got a dance coming up. We'll talk all about that with him. And later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with the local news, along with sports and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do anything else, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. High pressure will be covering the desert southwest for the next couple of days. That means a pretty nice weather pattern for us. About 70 for the afternoon high today and sunny. Overnight, maybe a few clouds drifting through and down to the mid-40s, and then a little bit warmer on Thursday, but still pretty nice. We'll hit the mid-70s with sunshine. Sunny on Friday and about 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 45 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 90%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. Looking at sunny skies today and a high of 73. Winds, and sun is out now. It looked a little dark and foggy at the beginning of the show, but the sun has come out, and it's nice and clear out there, at least out my one window shot here. But sunny skies and a high of 73. Winds will be out of the south at around 5. Tonight, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 44. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Another nice day tomorrow. Sunny, high of 78 for you Thursday with northwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, skies will be clear with an overnight low of 44 degrees and south winds at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, highs near 80. Good. Actually, the weekend, if you got weekend stuff, either football or if you're going to go out to the dragway or any of the stuff that's happening this weekend, I think weather should be A-okay. Sunny, highs near 80 for Friday. Winds will be out of the west, 5 to 10. Friday night, if you're going to be out at the Wool Bowl or if you're trekking to Mayfield to root on Roswell, any of that stuff, Friday night should be looking good. Of course, if you go to Mayfield, I imagine their weather's similar. But anyway, take a light coat. Friday night, mostly clear, overnight low of 51. And then the weekend, Saturday, beautiful, sunny, 83 for a high. Sunday, we do have a 20% chance of showers. Otherwise, mostly sunny and breezy, 79. We got some breezes coming in Sunday night. And then even Monday, we got a slight chance of some rain, but that's early, I think. And then we're going to be floating around 70, 71 for the first part of next week. All right, it is 16 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Bob Power going to join us in a bit, talk about his upcoming dance. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Fergie's Plumbing and Heating now has financing available through One Main Financial. Let Fergie's keep your house warm all winter long. Call 622-2260 today. And when you get a new HVAC unit from Fergie's, you get a $50 Cattle Baron gift card on them. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating, 622-2260.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor. John runs with us. Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 3 Series tractor with 0% APR for 72 months at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2316.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia or Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
October is National Cooperative Month, and when Central Valley Electric Cooperative celebrates Co-op Month, we are really celebrating you. After all, CVE wouldn't exist without you, our members. Stop by our office in Artesia Friday, October 28th for Coffee with Your Co-op. Come grab a cup of coffee and something sweet and help us celebrate you. Come and go between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. and again from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's National Cooperative Month, and CVE wants to celebrate you, our members.
Prepare for the scare. The city of Roswell presents Night of the Living Zoo, October 28th and 29th at the Spring River Zoo, with spooktastic fun for the whole family, including carnival games, a bouncing castle, carousel, and of course, trick-or-treating with lots of candy. Wear your Halloween costumes and prepare for the affair of the spooky season. Admission is only $5. Kids 3 and under are free. Get tickets and more info at roswell-connect.com. Night of the Living Zoo, October 28th and 29th at the Spring River Zoo in Roswell. See you there.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now, I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist, and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Sunday, October 9th at 2 p.m., Gary Smith will be conducting a prayer walk in silence around City Hall in Carlsbad. After walking and praying around the building 7 times, Gary will stop and blow a shofar, then give a shout of praise and glory. We must have faith that God will bring down the walls of division and discord among the true body of Christ and for the healing of our nation because of the wicked ways we have allowed to creep into our lives as well as into every church in this nation. 2 prayers will be read out loud, one for true unity in the body of Christ and one for the forgiveness of the wickedness we have allowed in our lives, our churches, and in our nation. Those of you who want to walk are welcome to join. Those who can't walk can join in the prayers at the end of the walk. Come do something out of your comfort zones for God and for country. Do this for you, for your brothers and sisters in this nation, and become an intercessor for those of us who do. God bless from Gary Smith, and we will see you Sunday, 2 p.m. at Carlsbad City Hall.
Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Not sure which is your dominant hand? Just wait. You'll nail it. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us in studio, Bob Powers back with us. Morning, Bob. How you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing just fantastic.
Good. Keeping busy as always, I see. You always got a few sticks in the fire.
Oh, yeah.
Things going on. And, of course, his hottest stick right now is this Saturday night. Got another fun dance happening at Westminster Presbyterian Church. And you're doing these about once a month now, right? Just on average? Seems like about once a month you're having a dance over at the church there.
Right.
Good deal. So the next one is this Saturday night.
At
so if you,
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Now who's on the stage for this Saturday night dance?
Cibolo Springs.
Cibolo Springs. They've been and they're kind of a popular staple. They come almost every month. Sometimes you have some other performers with them, but Cibolo Springs is on the. I always say ones and twos for a DJ, but
and
it
it's
doesn't
a
really
good
work.
variety.
Good deal. Yeah, they kind of do country, little classic rock. They kind of roll the gamut on all that.
Cindy Richardson does mostly 50s and 60s rock and roll.
Doo-wop rock. Gotcha.
Yeah, and her brother Marvin Roberts does all country.
Okay. So it's like Donnie Marie. One's a little country, one's a little rock and roll.
and from what I understand, Cindy, her background is she entertained on stage in Vegas for a while.
So she's a Vegas performer. Nice.
Yes, and then she moved to Fort Worth.
Okay.
And, that's a huge area.
It is.
And a lot of entertainers there.
Oh, yeah.
She won Female Entertainer of the Year 2 years.
Oh, nice. So she comes with hardware, with some trophies and things.
And she puts on a fantastic show.
I know every time people have come out to the dances and well, any of the performers, but when Cibolo Springs is there, you get quite a few people that love and come, because you get some people that love to dance and they're going to come to dance, but some people are like, I'm not a dancer, I just like listening to the music, so they'll sit in the corner and toe tap and enjoy the music and things. So if you love dancing, then put on your dancing shoes, your dancing boots, whatever you do your dancing in, and come on out and dance your feet off. But if you're just a fan of music and you're like, hey, I love 50s era rock and roll, come on out, enjoy some live music, have some refreshments, bring some friends, and just have a good time. It's really a laid back evening of, you can dance till you pass out, or you just kick back and enjoy the vibe of the music and everything else, whatever your choice is on that kind of stuff.
Let me add something to that, Mike. The admission price is $5,
which is pretty cheap for a date night,
and it includes a full dinner.
Oh, nice.
We have each dance. We have enough food to make it a dinner.
So if you leave hungry, it's kind of your own fault.
It's your own fault.
Okay. So just curious, can you release some of the snacks, things you guys are going to be having for eats on Saturday?
Well, I'm working on getting fried chicken.
Okay.
And
there's nothing wrong with fried chicken.
And we have a lady who's a member of the church that always makes finger sandwiches.
Oh, nice. So plenty of food.
And, there's other side things.
Salads and probably a few
cookies.
Sweets, yeah.
And
because after you eat your sandwich or have some chicken, you're like, I could go for a cookie or something.
We usually have sugar-free lemonade, a sugar drink.
Okay.
And coffee.
So plenty to eat and drink. And so when you do get, need to fuel up after, cutting a rug or two out there, then, grab a piece of chicken or sandwich and then sit down, listen for a song or two, and then get back up on the dance floor. But it's really a fun vibe. But if you're looking for a fun day night, you and your spouse come on out and have some fun here. If you're looking for a dance partner, come on out solo and let's see if we can find you one when we're there. That's the beauty of dances. It's come and have a good time and meet people. So come and meet some people. Come make some friends. I imagine you're gonna find, and that's just it. If you love the music and you love stuff, guess what? All the other people that are there love that music and love that stuff too. So you instantly have something in common. So.
One of the things I think is really nice about our dances is that a lot of the dances you have a select group of women that winds up sitting there all night.
Looking for dance partners?
Nobody asks them to dance.
All right, fellas. We got some ladies in need of dancing partners Saturday
We
night.
have men coming to our dances that some of them come with a partner, but they still get up and ask other women to dance.
Sure, they're being gentlemen.
Yeah, there's no woman that just sits there all night unless she wants to.
Gotcha. So if you're looking to dance, someone will dance with you.
Someone's going to ask you to dance.
And fellas, if you're looking for dance partners, and who knows, maybe you might meet a nice lady there and lead to a second dance.
Now,
you can say you found love at Westminster Church on the dance on Saturday night. That'd be a great story to tell the kids later on, right?
It's difficult enough putting these dances together without being Cupid also.
Well, that'll happen on its own. I mean, all he's doing is creating the room and letting the pot simmer.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's come out. It's going to be great music. It's there at Westminster Church. It's good, clean family fun. So you sometimes you go out on date night or entertainment night and you worry about, is this content kind of going to be racy, or can the kids be a part of this? I don't know. This dance is clean and just good fun, good food, good people, just folks having a good time on a Saturday night. That's all it is. Come on out, dance, mingle, meet new people, enjoy the music. It's a social gathering. That's all it is. Just come for some fun. How much fun could you have for $5 a piece on a Saturday night? I'm saying if you're easily all the entertainment we're talking about, you could have dropped $100 anywhere else. Between dinner and whatever show you're going to see or whatever else. Come out to the dance, pay, we'll say $10 because we'll assume you bring a date, and you enjoy a fun night of dancing, music, fun, and everything else. So,
I started doing these dances at the Adult Center, and I've been doing them now for, 14 or 15 years.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud to say there's never been any trouble at any dance. No incidents.
I never even thought about that, but it's one of those things you think about. It's just like, in a world where, you just want a night of some good, clean fun. You have to look a little harder sometimes because it's just the world we live in now. And so it's kind of nice to have that old fashioned, just fun. Hey, we're going to have a band. We got a room. We got some food. Come on in. Let's dance. Let's enjoy the music. Who knows? Maybe you can make a request or two. Maybe there's some artists from time to time be like, I love that song. Oh yeah, we do that one. We'll play it for you real quick.
And
that's the beauty of fun and dances and things like that.
And good-looking ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So is there some dance machines, like some guys or girls that they kid on the dance floor is like, oh, so-and-so's dancing, let's watch. You know what I mean? Some people are very skilled at dancing that you're just like, all right, they're way out of my league, and let's watch them dance.
Well, I've been teaching dancing for many years. And there's a couple that comes. Their names are Art and Emma.
Okay.
Art and Emma Erzola.
Okay.
Who put me to shame. They are fantastic dancers.
Okay.
And they're usually at the dances.
Okay. So are they your your Sandy and from Grease, the Grease couple that everyone turns head at the dance and watches. John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John of your dance there.
They're fantastic.
Very cool.
Assure you.
Very cool. So again, it's going to be this Saturday night at Westminster Presbyterian Church, which is it's located kind of right behind Champion Motorsports, if you kind of look at it that way. If you know where Champion Motorsports there is on 2nd, if you turn on, was it Sycamore, or wherever it is right next to it there, go right behind and you'll see the church
Not
right there.
Sycamore.
I don't remember the name of the road.
I don't remember the name of the side street there. But
it's right behind Champion Motorsports there.
If you go down that side street and just drive straight, you drive right in the front door of the church.
There you go. Yeah, it's right. If you know where Enchanted Hills Park is, it's right in that whole area right there.
Yeah.
Can't miss it. What time is the dance getting underway on Saturday?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Come on in.
Until 9 p.m.
6 to 9. Come and bring your dancing shoes or just your regular shoes, a date or not a date, and come meet a date and $5. And then that's all it is.
I always tell the guys, bring your wife or your girlfriend, but don't bring both.
Yeah, probably not a good idea. Or you might have your first fight at one of these dances. And you've got some praying to do the next day on Sunday.
Yeah.
Might want to stick around for services the next morning. Very good. Hey, Bob, is there a phone number or anything? If anybody has any questions about anything and they want a little bit more information.
If they need information, they can call me at 575-910-4648.
Very good. And give him a call. He'll be happy to answer any questions. Or if you're, who knows, maybe you're wanting to get involved in future dances. Like, hey, I'm a musician. I'd love to play with you guys on one of these Saturday night dances and things like that. Or if you want to get more involved. But yeah, if you just want questions, hey, can I, what time again? Or do I need to bring anything? Yeah. And if you don't have a babysitter, bring the kids. It's a family friendly thing. They might get a little, introduce them to some music from your generations and this is kind of some of the fun things too. You get kids that are into music, and of course they're always into the music that they're exposed to. The younger, but kids that are really into music, and then they start hearing, wow, this is what they're playing in the 50s. This is like, you always have those, like if you ever go online on YouTube and there's always those videos of like kids that discover like the Beatles for the first time or some band, Chubby Checker or something like that for the first time. And they're like, this is amazing. And I'm like, yeah, we had life before you were born, kid. And so if you want to, maybe you got some grandkids or kids that, maybe not familiar with 50s era of rock and roll or country music, you're like, let me show you some real music, kid. Bring them on out Saturday night and expose them to some Cebu Springs, and there's some of their great music too. So.
And I forgot one big thing that's happening at this dance.
What's that?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mike Winters sitting on the table dancing.
He wants me to break a table there. He does. Oh man,
he does his famous bubble dance.
You'll throw money at me to stop. That's how it'll work. If throw money, like, here's $5. Please stop doing that. Very good. Well, Bob, as always, appreciate the visit, and come on out Saturday night. Come see Cebu Springs. Come dance your feet off. Have a good time. Lots of great food, and all of it $5 a person. You can't. It's going to be the cheapest, funnest Saturday night in town. I guarantee you that. So come on out and have some fun with us on Saturday. So, Bob, we'll see you again soon. I know we got some big events coming up in the near future, and we'll have you back on to let the public know about those. But in the meantime, just worry about dancing on Saturday.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Mike.
Anytime. It is 8:36. We need to play some news, and we got Wall Street update and a quick break. Don't go away.
Your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. A New Mexico judge is granting an injunction against an armed paramilitary group in southern New Mexico that drew attention 2 years ago for its armed presence at demonstrations against police violence and colonialist monuments around the state. The New Mexico Civil Guard claimed it was acting as a volunteer peacekeeping force. On Tuesday, a judge barred the group from ever organizing or operating in public as a military unit outside the authority of the state. The judge also ordered the group never to organize at protests, demonstrations, or any other public gatherings. A Dexter man captured by the Chavez County Narcotics Task Force has been sentenced after pleading guilty to drug crimes. Richard Orlinsky Sugar Sanchez was also charged with tax evasion by the IRS after confessing that in 2020 he and a co-conspirator distributed methamphetamine throughout Roswell and then laundered the proceeds. Tuesday, Sanchez was ordered to spend 23 years in state prison. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. High pressure will be covering the desert southwest for the next couple of days. And that means a pretty nice weather pattern for us. About 70 for the afternoon high today and sunny. Overnight, maybe a few clouds drifting through and down to the mid-40s, and then a little bit warmer on Thursday, but still pretty nice. We'll hit the mid-70s with sunshine. Sunny on Friday and about 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. President Biden is rushing to increase oil supplies ahead of next month's midterm elections. Multiple White House officials say that the U.S. Strategic Reserve contains roughly 400 million barrels of oil, and Biden could order an additional release as early as Wednesday, when Chief of Staff Ron Klain said he is set to deliver remarks on his administration's efforts to lower gasoline prices. Production at U.S. factories rose in September, led by output gains in both durable and non-durable goods, indicating the manufacturing sector remains on reasonable footing, despite the Federal Reserve's efforts to hamper demand through higher interest rates. Agricultural losses in Florida from Hurricane Ian's high winds and drenching rains could reach $1.56 billion, with citrus, cattle, vegetable, and melon operations among the hardest hit. That's according to the University of Florida. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection saves lives. Take care of yourself by staying up to date on your mammograms at Artesia General Hospital. Their 3D mammography brings you the most accurate technology with your comfort and convenience in mind. Appointments average just 15 minutes. If you're a woman over age 40, you don't need a doctor's referral to schedule a mammogram. Remember, early detection saves lives. Request your appointment today at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
This is an urgent appeal to vote in this upcoming election. The governor, with the full backing of the progressive liberals, has shut down our businesses, schools, damaged our communities, and your freedoms. Elect people to political office who will combat and resist the liberals' ruinous policies. Liberty is the key to prosperity, and we must elect people who will fight for that cause. Vote for Greg Nybert for State Representative District 59, and for Republicans who will restore our rights in our state and nation.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Representative. Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
October is National Cooperative Month, and when Central Valley Electric Cooperative celebrates Co-op Month, we are really celebrating you. After all, CVE wouldn't exist without you, our members. Stop by our office in Artesia Friday, October 28th for Coffee with Your Co-op. Come grab a cup of coffee and something sweet and help us celebrate you. Come and go between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. and again from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's National Cooperative Month, and CVE wants to celebrate you, our members.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor. John runs with us. Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 3 Series tractor with 0% APR for 72 months at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2316.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia or Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
The New Mexico Modern Child Support Family Program. It works to benefit both parents for the purpose of improving children's lives. It provides the basics of child support but goes further by helping parents step up to find better job opportunities that get them back on track to paying their monthly child support obligation. Find out how the Child Support Step-Up program can help your modern family. Contact New Mexico Child Support today at 1-800-283-4465 or visit hsd.state.nm.us. Brought to you by the New Mexico Human Services Department.
I've heard it said, speaking my mind is easy, speaking it tactfully, not so much. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
Proverbs 15:15 says, a gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare. Sometimes my greatest accomplishment is keeping my mouth shut. There are times when we argue that it would be easy to lash out. So I have a choice to make. I can either feed the fire or quench it with my words.
Julie and I have learned there's going to be arguments, but we've learned to fight and argue, not to be right, but to get the situation right.
So the next time you're in an argument, try saying something kind from a genuine heart to bring peace in your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
From haunted houses to horror movies, this time of year we all enjoy being a little scared, but not when you're shopping for a good used car. Truth is, buying a used vehicle can be pretty scary because you just don't know what kind of trouble might be lurking inside. That's why your friends at Roswell Ford put every used vehicle through a rigorous 139-point inspection. And then they give you a 3-day money-back guarantee, so if you find something spooky, you can just bring it back. Here at the Tailgate Nation, we have the best selection of pre-owned vehicles in southeastern New Mexico. Great-looking late-model pickups, SUVs, sports cars, and crossovers ready to faithfully serve your family for years to come. And with our guarantee, you can buy without being afraid. By the way, if you have a really nice car or truck you'd like to sell, please bring it by. We'll look it over and make you an offer on the spot. So when you're ready to move up to a newer vehicle, don't be afraid. Come see your friends at Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation, at the corner of 9th and Main, where it's all treats and no tricks.
Big O Tires proudly sells our own brand of affordable tires. Our Bigfoot AT2 offers improved all-terrain traction. Our Legacy All-Season Plus keeps you on the road in any weather. And each set comes standard with the industry's greatest warranty. Now through October 30th, save $100 instantly on select sets of 4 Big O brand tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for details.
Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. The market side has lots of new and different items, including new sauces and noodles to enhance your Asian dishes. And the restaurant inside Asian Market has all of Nook's favorites from 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday, like wontons, egg drop, rice or noodle soup, crispy calamari, and the best barbecue fried rice in town. All made fresh. Dine in or call ahead for easy pickup.
Hi, this is Nok. Come see me at Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
It's October, and that means it's time to paint Roswell Honda pink. We partnered up with the Chaves County Cancer Fund to help raise much-needed money, and we are gearing up for another amazing year. Roswell Honda is giving away some great prizes, including 3 Michael Kors designer purses, pretty in pink, of course. Stop by for a free entry or 3 entries with a qualified test drive. And that's not all. With new inventory arriving daily and over 100 quality pre-owned vehicles on the lot, there's never been a better time to get behind the wheel. Here's Joe Salzar star to tell you all about it.
Don't let vehicle pricing rumors fool you. With Roswell Honda's market-based program tool, we are making it easier than ever to get the best deal in southeastern New Mexico. And with every vehicle sold in the month of October, we will donate $50 to the Chaves County Cancer Fund.
Join us Saturday, October 29th from 10 to 1 p.m. We will have a special performance by the Charlie's Angels. Bring cash to support the cause and purchase goods from our many vendors. Help us make it happen for the Chaves County Cancer Fund, and let's paint Roswell Honda pink.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:46. Stay tuned next hour. We're going to have the folks from the Roswell Chamber join us, give us an update on what's happening at the Chamber. I got a plethora, a gaggle, a cornucopia events, if you will, coming up here over the next several weeks. One that we've hopefully put on your radar a few times. If not, here's the time for you to put it on your radar. American Legion Post 61's got their big Halloween Carnival happening the Saturday before Halloween, Saturday, October 29th. It'll be at First United Methodist Church there in the parking lot. It's the third annual event. The first 2 years, of course, that was COVID World. And so they were amazing because we were very popular and a lot of folks got to enjoy it. They've been doing a drive-through, Carnival Halloween drive-through event the last 2 years. Well, this year for the third annual, they want you to get out and walk through and come be a part. We're post-COVID now. We don't have to stay in our cars and have a special candy dispensing machine to shoot it into your car like a tube. We don't have to do any of that now. So we want you to get out, come in costume, and have some fun. But it's going to be Saturday afternoon, October 29th, from 1 to 5 p.m. at First United Methodist Church in the parking lot. Come out for family fun, pumpkins, ghosts, ghouls, goblins. But it's all, like I said, this isn't like the uber scary, like Freddy Krueger's not going to come running out of the woods or something at you. None of that kind of weird stuff. Just good family fun, games, and of course lots of free candy and all kinds of good stuff. It doesn't cost anything. If you'd like to make a donation, that's all we ask. If you don't have money to donate, no biggie. Come on down. Love to have you. Come and enjoy it. Have fun with us. But if you'd like to help American Legion Post 61, make a little donation, that would be nice. And we use that money for a lot of projects, including memory lawn, scouting, all kinds of stuff. So it gets put to good use if you do make a donation there. Also, don't forget, speaking of Halloween, this Sunday, October the 23rd, the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico has got their spooky Southwest Tales of Strange History. John LeMay and Donna Blake Burchell, they're going to be there, and they're going to take you on a journey into the spooky Southwest with tales of strange history, including the cursed mummy of John Wilkes Booth, the Navajo witch purge of 1878, plus assorted hauntings and ghost stories from around the state of Nuevo Mexico. Afterwards, the duo will be signing books, such as signing their books, and you can get copies of them if you wish. Like Donna Blake Burchell, you might want to check out some of hers if you're into the Halloween. She's got, of course, her haunted hotels and ghostly getaways in New Mexico. And then even John's getting into the world a little bit with his, of course, he's got, when John's not writing about history, he likes to write about Godzilla, but it's from the historical perspective as well. But he's got his newest book, Mummies of the America. So that will be his that among his other books and stuff too. So if you have any questions, invite you to call the Historical Society for more information. 575-622-8333. Again, that's 575-622-8333. Or you can email historydirector@outlook.com, and Amy will be happy to answer any questions. But again, it's this Sunday, October 23rd, at the Archives facility at the Historical Society there on Lee Street from 2 p.m. until 3:30 p.m. This Sunday. So come on out, have some fun, and enjoy. Hey, you've got one more weekend to go see the Roswell Community Little Theater's Agatha Christie's The Unexpected Guest. They've got one more weekend of shows this Friday and Saturday night, 7:30 p.m., and then Sunday afternoon at 2:30 p.m. It's a great play. We had some of the cast on a week or so ago, and if you've never been out to the Communal Theater and saw a play, make this one your first one. They do a great time, and they have a lot of fun with it. And of course, on the 24th, they have their immersive dinner, and I'm not sure if you can still get tickets for that, but what it is you get tickets, and then you come on the 24th and enjoy, which would be that next Monday, and enjoy their dinner. They bring you up on stage, and they have catered dinner and all that good stuff, and then they also give you free tickets to a show is included in your thing. Now, if you buy your tickets now, you can use that for one of the free shows this weekend with Agatha Christie's The Unexpected Guest. But if you're like, no, I can't do it this weekend, I just want to go to the dinner, and then they'll give you tickets to another show upcoming for free. So however you want to work that, that's up to you. But that's another way to support. And of course, you get a little skinny because the cast is, in character serving meals, and they give you little tidbits and clues and things too. So it's part of the fun as part of that. But Agatha Christie's The Unexpected Guest, one more weekend of shows this Friday and Saturday night, 7:30 p.m., and Sunday afternoon at 2:30. Go on to their website to purchase tickets, roswelltheater.org.com. I'm sorry, roswelltheater.com. Make sure you spell theater Theatre, and then of course if you want to go like the direct link, it's roswelltheater.com/events/unexpected-guest. But you don't have to do all that. Just go to roswelltheater.com and write that there's a little scrolling, some of their upcoming events. You'll see Agatha Christie's The Unexpected Guest. You click on that, and then you can select the night, select what night and how many tickets you want and all that good stuff. Pay for them right there, and then when you get there, just say, hey, I got my tickets for so-and-so, and they give them to you right away. Now, they will sell tickets at the door. So if you space out and it's Friday night, like, oh, I want to go see the show, but I forgot to go online and get tickets, no worry. Come on out. I will say this. You might want to get there, like usually doors open at 6:30. If you didn't buy a ticket in advance, you might want to probably get there about 6:30 just in case. They might sell out. It does happen from time to time, and they get a full house there. It's a great facility if you've never seen a show there. They seat about roughly around 200. I don't know the exact number, but it's roughly around 200. And for folks that have been here a while, it used to be the old Del Norte Twin, not Del Norte, the Park Twin Theater. I'm sorry, Del Norte Twin was the buffet, the China King buffet. That's Del Norte Twin. Park Twin was the one there in the Plains Park Shopping Center, right? That was a Allen Theaters before they put the big theater in the mall, behind the mall there. That big theater. They used to have 3 theaters. When I first moved here in like 2000, they had 3 theaters. They had inside the mall, they had a 4-plex. And then they had the Del Norte Twin, which is now the China King buffet on North Main. And then in the Plains Park Shopping Center, which is now home to the Roswell Community Little Theater. Those were all Allen Theaters. And then, what was it? When was that? Like 06, somewhere around there when they built Allen Theaters built the Galaxy 8 Theater behind and that was a big deal. And so, but when they built that, then they didn't need the other theater, so they closed them all down. And then you see what happened. The Del Norte, they spent years, leveling the floor and doing all that and putting the buffet that's in there. And then the Roswell Communal Theater, they used to be home behind Roswell Ford there. Matter of fact, you can still see their signage on that old building there, and that was their home. But after the theaters closed, they went and their board got together and they bought the Park Twin and spent a bunch of time and money renovating that to suit their needs. Because it was a twin theater and they didn't need. Rarely will you see a RCLT or any kind of community theater have multiple plays going on at one time, so they don't need 2 studios. So they remodeled it, and it is what it is today. So it's really cool. So go check it out and go see a play this weekend there with the Roswell Communal Theater. You've been here your whole life, right?
Me? Yeah.
You've lived here. You're from here, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of grew up back in the day and knew when like there was 3 theaters and
yeah,
all that good stuff.
Yeah, the one where China King used to be.
Exactly.
Was one of my
still
favorites.
Is. They're there. China King's still there.
I remember Cinema 4 at the.
That was at the mall.
At the mall. Yeah.
Now I don't know what it is now. It used to be an ice cream.
My favorite.
Then they turned it into an ice cream shop, and then it's been a couple things since. I'm not sure exactly what it is.
Yeah. Now there's Burke's.
Yeah. Yes. Hey, a couple other things I want to get on your radar before we get you into news here. The Chaves County Extension Office, one of their big annual fall events is their Kitchen Creations, their free diabetes classes. They start Thursday afternoons beginning October 27th from 3 to 5 p.m. If you're interested in signing up for the classes, you can sign up online at diabetes.nmsu.edu or call 575-202-5065, and you can participate in classes from an electronic device or by phone too, as well too. But it's going to be 3 to 5 p.m. Thursday afternoons beginning October 27th, then again on the November 3rd, November 10th, and November 17th. 4 different classes where you learn how to plan meals that help manage your diabetes. You also discuss healthier ways to cook foods. You get free manual and cookbooks to take home with you and make these recipes yourself, and enjoy the support of others who are living with diabetes. And that always makes it helpful when you got someone kind of doing it with you. And the other event we want to put on your radar is the Chaves County Extension Office's Family Country Christmas. That's their this year. They're doing their big a family. Each year they have their little event where you come and they have these round robin events where you learn different holiday crafts, foods, easy make projects, things like that. And then afterwards you get this book that's got all these different how-to things in it, and they're kind of collector's items, and they do them every year. But this year's will be happening November 15th. It'll be at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds Pavilion. Admission is only $5, and there's 2 events, a 1:30 matinee and a 6:30 p.m. evening session. And each session, you'll get kitchen creations, simple sewing projects, Christmas decor, easy gift ideas, programming booklet, more. All that's part of the event. And sign up early and get involved with that. Again, reach out to the Chaves County Extension Office, 575-202-5065 for more information there.
Good news.
Yes.
Our guests are already here.
Oh, good.
For the next hour.
Good deal. Who's our guest? I know it's the chamber.
Trace. Will was here, but he just came and brought like donuts and Starbucks. And,
okay.
And stuff. It's going to be Trace and Yvette. Yvette Gonzalez.
Okay.
Trace.
All right. Well, just text me everything.
I can't remember her last name. It's one of those names.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I was just kind of curious.
Oh, no, I put myself on the spot.
I was just curious. Let's see. I got about 20 seconds. I was going to try to talk about, don't forget also, I got real quick, November 3rd, at Hobson Hall at the Eastern Mexico State Fairgrounds. The Extension Office is doing their continuing education for CEUs, for pesticides and all that stuff. Sign up to the Extension Office, 575-622-3210, and sign up for that November 3rd. All right, you're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news. Do not go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. President Biden's vow to send Congress a bill codifying Roe v. Wade has caused a storm of protest from pro-life.
National Right to Life Committee President Carol Tobias said the president's speech calling for a codification of abortion on demand was full of misinformation. She accused the Biden administration and Democratic leaders of repeatedly vilifying and undermining the life-saving work of the pro-life movement and its millions of volunteers. She says polls repeatedly show most Americans oppose abortion on demand, even late in pregnancy. Keith Peters reporting.
Former Vice President Mike Pence also weighed in with a message for President Biden, tweeting that Congress will have pro-life majorities in January. Russian President Putin is declaring martial law in the 4 regions of Ukraine that he claims to have annexed.
He said that he'd signed a decree introducing martial law in the 4, as he called them, new Russian regions, basically the 4 Ukrainian regions, which he claimed to have annexed last month, so Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia and Kherson regions. He also said that extra powers would be given to all Russian governors, so regional leaders across Russia, and they would set up centers to boost social order, to safeguard critically important facilities.
That's the BBC's Steve Rosenberg. President Biden getting ready to announce the release of 15 million more barrels of oil from the U.S. Strategic Reserve. Heritage Foundation's Katie Tubb tells the Salem Radio Network it's a political ploy.
It's unfortunate because that's not the purpose of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. The reserve is not meant to help a president with his polling numbers. It's being abused right now.
Stocks are mixed on Wall Street. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Charlie Dombeck here from Key City Capital. As a practicing CPA for nearly 30 years, I have found that 80% of your ability to grow your wealth is dependent upon 2 factors, taxes and investment performance. At Key City Capital, we improve investment performance by diversifying capital into off-market investment opportunities in passive rental real estate and alternatives like asset-backed lending. We recover dollars that clients unnecessarily pay in the form of income taxes, creating a lifetime annuity of savings. We are a sponsor of passive, affordable single and multifamily residential rental investments, which are located in Sunbelt landlord-friendly states. These investments are the top choices in a rising interest rate and inflationary environment. They represent a store of value, protecting your capital from market volatility. Learn how we at Key City Capital can help you ultimately grow your wealth rapidly. Connect with me at keycitycapital.com or give me a call at 817-912-1569.
A controversial move by Australia has drawn the ire of Israeli officials. The latest from the Media Line's Felice Friedson.
Israeli officials are angry with Australia following Canberra's decision to reverse its recognition of Jerusalem as the Israeli capital. Prime Minister Yair Lapid called the policy change rash and wrong, expressing hope that the Australian government manages other matters more seriously and professionally. Australia recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital in December of 2018, but unlike the United States, did not locate its embassy there. On Monday, Australia's ambassador was summoned to Israel's foreign ministry for a discussion, diplomatic speak for addressing down. Australia's foreign minister said the issue of recognizing Israel's capital must be solved by the parties themselves in negotiations. I'm Felice Friedson, Town Hall News, Jerusalem.
News and analysis at themedialine.org and townhall.com. Newly released government data show 11 additional people were in crashes involving vehicles using automated driving systems during a 4-month period earlier this year.
The deaths are part of an alarming pattern of incidents linked to the technology. 10 of the deaths involve vehicles made by Tesla, though it's unclear from the data whether the technology itself was at fault or whether driver error might have been responsible. The 11th death involved a Ford pickup truck.
That's correspondent Jeremy House reporting. High inflation did not discourage air travel during the summer. United Airlines reports a $942 million profit for the third quarter. Last weekend, nearly 2.5 million travelers went through checkpoints at U.S. airports, the highest number since before the pandemic. While domestic travel is up, international travel still lagging. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
I can actually do the accent.
Oh, you can do. Go ahead.
I said I can actually do the accent.
Unlike, you know what? This is Robin Hood Men in Tights. Right there. That's a line right from that.
Oh, yeah?
You ever seen the movie?
Not in a long time.
Well, there's a scene, because they're making fun of, okay, now this is, I got to put an age thing on this to make this joke to make sense a little bit. So you remember the Kevin Costner Robin Hood movie?
Never watched it.
But you were aware of it?
Yes.
At least? Yeah, with Morgan Freeman and
yes,
and Kevin Costner. And
well, anyway, I never got around to watching it.
It was a huge blockbuster movie. Bryan Adams had a hit song that was played every other second on the radio. I die for you, and every woman on the planet was like, yeah, and every woman on the planet's like, oh, Kevin Costner's dreamy. I wish he'd drive for me, and it was that whole thing, right?
Yeah,
and so everyone fell in love with Robin Hood.
I know where this is going.
And then a couple years later, Robin Hood Men in Tights came out.
Yes,
the Mel Brooks joint, which is a classic, 10 times better than any Kevin Costner Robin Hood movie, in my opinion. But that's me.
It's good to be the king.
Yeah. But yeah, different movie, but yes. There's a scene in Robin Hood Men in Tights. Carrie Elways plays the Robin Hood character.
Yeah.
And so they're talking, and there's a jab at the Kevin Costner because he goes, "You're Robin Hood." He goes, "Yes. And unlike some other Robin Hoods, I speak with an English accent." And so when you said that, it just reminded me of Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Okay, see, I actually did watch the Princess Bride for the first time recently.
Good for you, because I think every red-blooded American should at least watch Princess Bride one time.
Yeah, dude, I was missing out this whole time.
It's a funny movie.
It's a
classic funny movie. Now that anything the reboots, the Princess Tie or 2 or whatever the second one, garbage. Stick with the OG.
Oh yeah,
with Andre the Giant. Not that one where they brought in George Mirasan to they did a read. I
didn't even know there was a second one.
It's a sequel reboot. It's awful, and I think Andre the Giant had passed away already. So George Mirasan, who was an NBA player, he played for I think they were still the Bullets then. I don't think they were the Wizards. But yeah, he was the tallest player in the NBA at the time. He was like 7'7" or something. Him and Scott Bradley. Yeah, and he was like 1 inch taller. It was George Mirasan, who was from like one of the Slovakias or one of those. Yeah. And then Scott was it Scott Bradley? He was like a Mormon like BYU guy, okay. but he was like 7'6", and Mirasan was like 7'7". And so George Mirasan, he did a couple movies. One was that reboot of Princess Bride, which is awful, and then he did that movie My Giant.
Oh yeah,
which was another awful movie.
With Billy Crystal, right?
Yes. Problem is George Mirasan's like Andre the Giant. He's foreign, so Andre the Giant had charisma. Mirasan does not. Mirasan is a wooden statue that just so.
Well, I think it was the direction too.
Yeah, well, and Andre just knew it because he's a wrestler. He had to work crowds. He had tons of experience on making people emote and make people feel. That's what wrestlers do. Mm-hmm. And an NBA player doesn't, especially one from the Eastern Bloc that probably didn't even watch much TV as a kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't the right mesh. He could play basketball sort of because he's 7'7", but he's like all those guys that are 7'7". I think he's passed away because he had that the same disease,
gigantism.
Yeah, the same thing that Andre the Giant has, and some other people.
Yeah,
and usually those people die young.
Yeah, but Rob Reiner directed the Princess Bride.
Yeah, the original one was
surprised
amazing.
to find out.
Rob Reiner was a funny dude as a director. He's just politically a whack job, and you don't want to follow him on Twitter because he just browbeats you with his garbage. But
that's his son, right? That's
Carl
Reiner.
Rob's the son. Yes. Carl's the dad. Rob's the son. Rob was meathead on All in the Family. Rob Reiner's wrote and directed himself, but Carl, his dad, was the one who did all the TV shows.
The Dick Van Dyke.
The big stuff. And then Rob Reiner did stuff later.
See, I was confused.
Yeah.
Okay, because Carl Reiner, I know, is like Mel Brooks' friend.
Yeah, they're about the same age.
And I was confused.
Yeah, Rob Reiner's younger.
Okay.
Rob Reiner's probably in his 60s.
Okay, and I was confused. I thought Robin Hood Men in Tights was a parody of The Princess Bride.
No,
Carrie Elwes is in that too.
Yeah, it's just it's actually more of a parody of the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves Kevin Costner movie.
Yeah,
that's what it's more of a spoof of. But it also combines the Robin Hood story, so you get a little bit of the Errol Flynn Robin Hood, the original black and white, that stuff too.
Well, also Princess Bride feels like a Mel Brooks movie. It
has the vein of it. Yeah,
it has like a Billy Crystal in it.
Yeah,
he plays like a Jewish character.
It's a little different though, because Mel Brooks, he'll have background stuff and other things where Princess Bride's pretty much straightforward with the comedy. It's right there, and it's so much in the conversations, like the poison scene where he's like, "Well, what if I was you and you put here?" And the guy from Young Sheldon now, for people that are like,
I'll always know him as the guy from The Incredibles, the boss that the main character throws through like a bunch of walls.
Yeah,
have you ever watched that movie?
Yes, I have. But but yes, Princess Bride is a classic in every American. Matter of fact, I don't think our boss saw it till like last couple of years. I'm like, how have you're a man you're a grown man that's been on this earth a long time.
Right.
You should have seen Princess Bride by now.
Right.
And he finally saw it.
Well, my excuse was, I was a boy and I thought princess.
It grew up after your time, really. I mean, it was popular before you were, and so, but people like me and people that are older than me, we were alive and well when this thing was in its heyday. And so,
but I also never heard of it. It was never in video stores. It was never on TV when I was growing up.
It was. Part of it was probably TV rights and things, because it was so you could rent it pretty easily. But showing it on TV, now it's all the time. But back then, they didn't show as many movies on TV as often as there wasn't TNT showing movies from 5 years ago all the time. They weren't showing that kind of stuff then.
Robin Hood Men in Tights was on TV though.
It was on HBO when I had HBO back when I was a kid, and we had it was on HBO every day for like a year there, where no matter sometime during the day you turn on HBO, there's Carrie Elwes and doing his whole shtick there.
And it wasn't until it got memed, where that one bit where he's like, you keep saying that word. I do not think that word means what you think it means.
I always
until
loved
I found out about it.
Yeah. I love the Blinken and Lincoln, and hey Blinken, hey Blinken, no, hey Blinken. All right, so let me give you the rundown. Now, who's our guests again for, do you have them down now?
Trace
no.
Jolliffe.
Okay.
Trace Jolliffe.
All right.
And Yvette Gonzalez.
All right, with the Chamber.
Chamber and Yvette's from SWAP.
SWAP. Okay.
The
SWP, the cannabis, medical cannabis, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Good deal. All right.
I'm trying to remember what it stands for, but I can't.
No, I'll let them do it. I don't know. I'm just going to sit here and get it wrong. So, text me the names if you would, and that way I will say them right when we're on the radio. But they're going to join us here in just a bit. We'll talk about the Chamber update and talk about one of the Chamber members here too, SWP. And then later on this hour, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, along with your Wall Street business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. High pressure will be covering the desert southwest for the next couple of days, and that means a pretty nice weather pattern for us. About 70 for the afternoon high today and sunny. Overnight, maybe a few clouds drifting through and down to the mid-40s, and then a little bit warmer on Thursday, but still pretty nice. We'll hit the mid-70s with sunshine. Sunny on Friday and about 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, you know what? I think I didn't refresh my weather. I did not. Let me hit a refresh real quick. Here it is. Currently, 51 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 80%. Winds are calm at the moment. Sunny today. 73 for a high. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. So pretty nice day today. Tonight, not so shabby either. Partly cloudy. Overnight low 44, which makes me happy. I love the cool nights. That's actually my favorite part of fall, is now in the nights we get down to the 40s and 50s, and it's good sleeping weather. That's the way I see it. But anyway, south winds 5 miles per hour. Overnight low 44. Thursday, sunny skies, 78 for a high. Winds out of the northeast at around 5 miles per hour. Thursday night, clear skies once again. Overnight low of 44 degrees with south winds at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, highs near 80. So we're going to be touching 80 maybe on Friday with west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, good night for football. Mostly clear skies with an overnight low of 51, so a little warmer. And then looking at the weekend, not too bad for Saturday at least. Saturday, mostly sunny, 83 for a high. Saturday night, partly cloudy, overnight low 57. Sunday, they've got a front moving in. I think it's more wind than anything from when I was seeing weather reports talk about last night, but we do have a few days between now and then. But they do tack on a 20% chance at some showers on Sunday, mostly sunny otherwise and breezy with a high of 79. That 20% chance continues into Sunday night, partly cloudy, overnight low 51. And then Monday, early 20% chance of rain, but mostly sunny, 71 for the day there. All right, it is 17 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a commercial break here, and then the folks from the Chamber are going to join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Now through October 31st, all new customers who sign up for Plateau True Fiber Internet will receive their first 3 months of internet for free. With Plateau True Fiber, you have no data caps, no hidden fees, and symmetrical upload and download internet speed. And right now, when new customers use offer code RSWTRA and visit in-store or call 877-752-8328, you will get your first 3 months of Plateau True Fiber Internet for free. That's up to $240 in savings. Plateau True Fiber. Tried, true, trusted. Offer is redeemable only for new Roswell customers in Plateau Fiber eligible zones. Must sign up for 1 year fiber
Buying
internet.
a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for. Just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now, I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
Ready for some good economic news? Guess not. But New Mexico was 4th best in the nation to reduce its unemployment rate over the last 12 months. That's what the Bureau of Labor Statistics says. There are 2 strategies Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham has championed that have a lot to do with this: the Job Training Incentive Program and the Local Economic Development Act. They help companies expand, hire, and train thousands of new workers each year. For example, the expansion of these training programs that Michelle Lujan Grisham got through the legislature helped land Intel's new chip hub in Rio Rancho. That's 1,000 construction jobs and 700 new hires at high salaries. The Lujan Grisham administration now partners with 85 communities across the state to bring good new jobs to their local areas every year. It's true. Michelle Lujan Grisham delivers a stronger economy, not just the weather.
Paid for by New Mexicans for Michelle.
Approved by Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Astronauts are not allowed to eat beans before they go into space because passing wind in a spacesuit damages them. The suits or the astronauts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. Actually, it's the first time we've had you on the radio with us here. Trace Jolliffe. Am I saying that right? The last call? Okay. I always know if I always say Trace. I don't say the last name very often. So, and then also joining us from SWOP, I'm guessing one of our newer chamber members here, Yvette Gonzalez as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing today?
Great.
Good deal. So, first off, before we start talking a little bit about your business and stuff, I want to give Trace an opportunity to talk upcoming events, because I know we've got a bevy of things coming up over the next few weeks here that we want to kind of put on people's radar, from football to business after hours to all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff. So we have Unexpected Guests, the Roswell Little Theater.
Yes, one more weekend.
Yes, so Friday and Saturday it starts at 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday is 2:30.
Yes, yeah, and this is weekend number 2, which means there's already been a weekend of shows, which just past history, they usually fill up a little bit more on because people saw it's like, oh, such a great play, you should go, and they bring their friends the next week. So it would behoove you to maybe go to their website, roswelltheater.com. They spell theater like live theater, THEATRE, and order your tickets online there. That way you're guaranteed. Now, they sell them at the door, but like I'm saying, I think they open the door about 6:30. You might want to be there closer to that, just in case you roll in at like 7:15 and they might be sold out. So
yeah, you don't want to miss it.
Exactly. So just they'll bust their hump to try to get you in there, but do yourself do some preemptive work and go get it online there. So
yes, and then Saturday is a fun-filled day for the town of Roswell.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
Yes, so Saturday morning 9, the walk to end Alzheimer's.
Yeah, Alzheimer's Walk is their annual
Cielo
event.
Grande.
Yeah, Cielo Grande. I think you can still walk, and if nothing else, go out there and give somebody some money. They'll be happy to take that from you.
Yeah,
and all of it
stop
goes,
with me and get a photo op.
There you go. Are you going to be out there?
Yeah.
I know our American Legion's going to be walking out there, and I know there's a bunch of teams. So hopefully you're already with the team. But if you're not, come on out, support, and see, because they do a lot. It's not just the walk. They do a lot of stuff to remember the people suffering from Alzheimer's, those we've lost Alzheimer's, and those fighting the fight. And hopefully every year we have this, I feel like we're getting closer to one year saying, guess what? We got the cure for Alzheimer's. Like it was about a year ago, they said, hey, we made some progress, and like the biggest progress in years. So these walks are very supportive of that.
Yes.
So please come on out this Saturday and support.
Yeah. And then also Saturday at 11, St. Mark's Pumpkin Patch is having the ribbon cutting.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it'll be at the St. Mark's Church.
And I think they're open for like a week of pumpkin patching.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just from prior experience, don't wait till the back half of the week to go get pumpkins at Go there early because
Yes.
people like to get pumpkins, and
course.
there's less of them later in the week. So if you want to get the right, if you're looking for a specific, no, it's got to be 3 foot by 3 foot with this and smiley foot, then get there early.
Yes,
and that way you
yes.
can have a bigger selection. So and you're supporting St. Mark's, who do a lot of great stuff for our community.
And the yarn shop
Okay.
is having their seasonal change stash building sale.
Okay.
All day Saturday.
Okay.
They open at 10 and they close at 4.
Okay.
So all day, you'll get your yarn.
Nice. And it's because it's a season change. And my mom, growing up, was a crocheter.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like big time crocheting. Like she used to do like when you buy like the pattern books and you have the picture of the Afghan on it. She was actually making those Afghans for the pattern books and have to take pictures. Yeah, she got way into this. She was, yeah. But anyway,
Yes. And they're located at 103 North Pennsylvania Avenue.
they're hoarders. People like that are hoarders. And what they do is they'll buy all their yarns and things. And so like when it's a
Yes.
seasonal change, it's like, ooh, they're getting ready to put the Christmas stuff. I better grab the fall and summer stuff
So
now.
I can have it for next season.
And it's not like cookies. They're good forever. So they sit in a closet
Yes.
till 20 years after they pass away, and then you got to clean it out. But that's another story for another day.
Yes.
But yes, this is the time to go hit your
Go get your yarn.
Resupply your stash.
Yes. So ENMUR is having their food pantry ribbon cutting
Good.
October the 27th
Okay.
at 11.
So that's next week?
Yes.
Okay.
At ENMUR.
Very good. Where the pantry is. I'm
Yes, where
assuming.
the pantry's at.
Good deal. And that's for it's new. They just started for the students. If you're a student there at ENMR and you need food or anything or want to donate, or it's a food pantry, they go there. They'll take care of you. It's. I think they'll help anyone, but it's kind of designed to serve the needs of the students there at the campus. So, but yeah, it's a great idea.
Yes. The Roswell Symphony Spooktacular.
All right.
It's Saturday. It's the orchestra.
Yes, the RSO.
Saturday, October 29th at 7 p.m. at the Pearson Auditorium.
Yep. They of course they just had Jazz Fest and all that. Now
yeah, Jazz
they're
Fest was a big hit.
Rolling into Halloween. By the way, and I say this every time, the RSO is like the New Mexico Symphony Orchestra. We're it's called Roswell Symphony Orchestra, but it's professional orchestra members from all over this state and neighboring states. And they really serve as New Mexico Symphony Orchestra more than just Roswell. It's called Roswell, it's home here, but it's a bigger deal than that. And they're,
of course,
so,
yeah.
So I just want to, you're seeing something bigger than you think you're seeing when you go to their event here, the Spooktacular event.
Yes. And trick or treats are coming up. So the
there's a
Chimera
plethora.
Trunk or Treat
Okay.
is Saturday, October 29th.
Okay.
From 5 to 8 in the Chimera parking lot.
Okay, they're at their main
Yeah.
complex there.
Yeah.
Very good. Which is over there by all the other medical stuff.
Yeah, it's in the medical district of Roswell.
Look for the one with the ambulance. Oh, wait.
And then Fort Stanton Historical Site Trunk or Treat
Okay.
is October 30th. So you can hit 2 trunk or treats in a weekend.
Yeah. Of course, you might have to do a little traveling to go, or is that,
Right.
to go to Fort Stanton and all, which, by the way, is if you've never been to Fort Stanton, it's really cool. Like, there's a lot more there than meets the eye. Like, I used to drive by it all the time, and you got the little cemetery, and y'all know, they got a big full museum. They've got all the things you can walk through the corridors and everything. It's really kind of neat to check out. So if you're going to Lincoln in that area, make a trip over to Fort Stanton. And you actually, they offer a deal if you're going to Lincoln and tour the courthouse and all that. You can buy a package deal for it's like $15. It gets you into both Fort Stanton and all the stuff in Lincoln there.
And
too.
that's from 5:30 to 7
so
p.m.
So while you're doing all that, then stick around and
Oh, yeah. Grab some candy.
load up on candy before you head back
Yeah.
down the hill. So, yeah.
And we have 2 more events I'm going to talk about. Make Your Skeleton Dance, the Historical Genealogy Research Library.
Okay.
That'll be at the
Wilson Cobb?
Bassett.
Oh, the Bassett Auditorium. Okay.
Yes, auditorium.
They're at the conventions.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's November
Museum,
5th.
I'm sorry.
November 5th.
Okay.
So you want to get your tickets before October 22nd, so before this weekend.
So deadline.
Well, after. So if you're a library member, it's $55.
Okay.
If you're a non-member, it's $60.
Okay. And if you're a member of the
then-
Genealogical Society, is that the one we're talking about?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then
Which, by the way,
after-
is very affordable.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I think it's like $5 a year or something. It's maybe a little bit more than that, but
And
it's
then
not much.
after this weekend, tickets are $65.
Good deal.
Registration start at 8:30.
8:30.
So it's a lot of fun stuff
Good
that
deal.
they're going to be doing.
It sounds like it. Excellent. Yeah. And if you want to learn more, if you're into family history and all that, go out to the Wilson Cobb, to the Genealogical Society. And like I said, you be a member. It's I think it's like $5 or $10 a year or something. It's very affordable. And they, of course, have access to all your Ancestry.coms and all that stuff, but they have that full library of all that stuff, too. So especially if you've got family that, that their roots are in this area, they probably got some information on them in that area. And of course, so it's kind of like if you love genealogy and stuff, they take you to the next level.
Oh, yeah.
And you can go really digging deep into that. So if you want to come out to this event, learn more about them.
Yeah.
And while you're at the museum, go ahead and see all the beautiful artwork there. On your way to the Bassett Auditorium, the room there, you can head out and walk down some of the other hallways and see some of the beautiful art there.
Yeah. And then Christmas events are hitting.
Yeah.
So the Winter Wonderland. It's benefiting the Chavez County CASA programs and the Artesia Children's Advocacy Center.
Okay.
It'll be at First American Bank November 18th.
Okay.
At 5.
All right.
Tickets are $50.
Perfect. Okay.
And there'll be a live auction event.
Okay.
The auction website opens November 1st.
So be one of the first to get in there and see the amazing stuff they always have for bidding every year.
Of course, you can plan your budget accordingly.
Right.
Accordingly
and
to
then
what you
blow
want.
it out the window.
Yeah, of course. That's the fun of it.
Well, it's all shopping for gifts.
Yes.
For gifts.
And you're helping.
Yeah.
You're helping local businesses.
Exactly.
And CASA.
And not to mention, the yeoman's work that goes on at CASA.
You're helping children.
Yeah. For folks that don't know, CASA is they are the voice for the kids in the court and things. When kids are in foster care and going through the system like that. They are the advocate for that kid. They're the ones that are visiting the families, making sure the kid's in a good, safe environment, and then reporting to the judge on what they're seeing and doing and allowing. So they're an integral part in helping these kids being taken care of, making sure that they're being raised in good environments and things like that. And it's a rough job. These are all volunteers, and they deal with, because it's all emotional stuff. You got parents and kids and taking kids away from parents, and it's no fun.
Yeah.
And these volunteers don't get paid a dime, and they come in and serve as advocates and stuff. So by you coming and making these businesses, you're supporting these people that are supporting these kids in our community. So, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. They do all kinds of other programs and things, but that's kind of their main job.
Yes.
Their day job, I guess, not their side night job.
Yeah.
Good deal. What's next on the radar? Do we get it all?
And just make sure you have your eyes looked out for the winter edition of the Roswell Now magazine. That'll be coming out in the next month or so.
Okay, very good. Anything we want to tease to look for in that next edition? She'd be the lady to know.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows what's going to be in it, it's going to be Trace. She's kind of has an inside track on that.
We're going to have a cool coloring page for the kids.
Okay.
And some really informative stories.
Okay.
And we have some fun stories about Christmas and families. And
Sure. If when you get the magazine, and if you have a mailbox in Chavez County, it comes out once a quarter. Don't just round file it with the other sale flyers and everything.
No, read it. It's a lot of fun stuff.
I tell people just take it, put it on that space in your bathroom. We all read in the bathroom. I don't care what anybody says. Don't act like you don't. We're all multitaskers.
Of course.
Whether it's for joy or work, we're reading it. Just take a copy, lay it there within arm's reach of your toilet, and then next time you got to go, you're like, oh wait, I got the magazine there, and then you got.
And we're always looking for writers and photographers that are over the age of 17.
Yeah.
And come by the office, drop off some samples, or email us, call us.
Photographers and stuff. I know you get a lot of contributions from, some of our authors, the Joy Riders.
Yes, the Joy Riders are fantastic.
Writers, not riders, just to make sure people.
Yes.
I'm sure there's a Joy Riders. These are Joy Writers.
Yes.
Just to clear that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, definitely. Please reach out because it's a community magazine for everybody. And I don't know, every issue that comes out, people are like, oh man, like we get our, the annual, our special people edition and all that. Those are very popular. Well, the holiday edition you're going to want to get.
Yes.
So, very good.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that here in probably next few weeks or so.
Yes.
Excellent. Good deal. And of course, we got Yvette here. I guess, would you say latest chamber member or just one of the
more recent?
More recent ones. We'll go with that. We have so many. Just so many out there. I don't know what to do. So first off, what is SWOP? We were trying to figure it out, and I was like, I'm not even going to try to botch it. It's Southwest something.
Organic Producers.
Organic Producers.
Yes.
There you go. So, and I know you guys have been around for quite a bit now. I've seen your signage and everything, but kind of talk a little bit. I mean, obviously do cannabis, but kind of talk about the scope and range of what that entails in 2023 for you guys in the new world here.
Yeah, so we opened last year in April.
Okay.
So we're kind of new to the community here in Roswell.
Gotcha.
We are out of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Gotcha.
But we do consultations for medical patients, medical cannabis patients. Recreational did hit recently, so we are also.
You are in the recreational side as well.
Yes, thank
Very
goodness.
good. Okay.
Thank goodness we were able to
imagine
get in there.
That really helps the bottom line when you got a lot bigger client pool to pull from. There.
It does.
I'm not a marketing genius, but that feels like that's signed to more money.
Yes. We do have a lot of medical patients. We service mostly medical patients, but we do recreational. We're very grateful that we are able to do that in this community.
Absolutely.
And we started that in July, I believe. It was June or July.
Okay.
I think.
And I can tell, for folks on the medical side, is it for people, because I imagine you're probably getting a lot of folks that are like around my age or a little older and maybe have not sampled cannabis since, earlier time in their lives.
Since college days. Since the college days.
and obviously, if you were indulging in cannabis in say the 90s or the 80s or then, and then you come to today, it's a whole different ball game.
Yes.
It's I'm going to make a joke. Please don't take offense. The nerds got involved. What happened.
They sure did. They geeked it out.
And they've turned it into, and this is what, and to be honest, and I think, because someday they're going to federally legal, make it recreational.
We're hoping so.
Someday it's just, the trends are going to tell us that someday, and when that happens, it's going to, because that's when then you can start going across state lines, and you're going to start seeing big boys. And I imagine this is companies like yourself probably kind of look into this in the future, because that's when your Anheuser-Busch's and your Philip Morris's are going to start getting involved, and you know what happens when they start getting involved.
Oh yeah.
So businesses like yourself now are kind of establishing, building that reputation. So when someday they do this, maybe you guys can get in that market. Next thing you know, you're in neighboring states, and it's a regional, then maybe national.
Yeah,
carrier.
definitely. Maybe the insurance companies will start paying for it too.
Yeah, of course. We're way off from all of that.
Yeah,
but,
for a while.
But what I mean is, it's not, you just don't sell joints or flowers and marijuana anymore. It's there's so many different ways to
consume,
and they've scienced the heck out of it to a point where they can literally tell you types of strains and things and say, okay, you're trying to solve this. Then you're going to want this, because that's specifically it's going to give you this, but it's not going to make you do this. And that's a lot of how the cannabis is this day. And especially, and then, some of it doesn't even have THC, so there's no mind altering effects at all. You get like arthritis things. They've got lotions with CBD in it that has no THC that helps with pain. But if you need THC because you're dealing with, like, say, cancer or something, and you need the ability to want to eat, people are dealing with cancer or dealing like glaucoma or any of these painful or afflictions that are just limiting what they can do. They're finding that cannabis is crossing that threshold for them, and I imagine we'll find even more in the mental health world when they do more science and things, because there's a lot of science in where there's kids with these ADHD, all these problems that they're now saying, hey, with the right strain in cannabis, we can control that, and it's much more natural. It's not chemical. It's natural things
less
that
side
are doing
effects.
Yes, and
less
so
side effects.
You're not dealing with Oh yeah. By the way, I'm not having this problem, but now I'm peeing blue.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something like that.
Exactly. You might get the munchies, but nothing crazy.
And if you're like, well, I can't smoke. I smoke. I hack. Well, great.
We have gummies. We have drinks. We have lemonades. We have
cakes and
everything.
Or you got little drops that you can put in other things to make it like a. So if you're like, well, I love my soda water, coffee, you can put a couple drops in that if you want. And so there's lots of ways to get it into your system. So if you're dealing with those, that's talk to the medical side here and say,
definitely.
Hey, because I'm sure you got healthcare professionals that they can set appointment and talk with about it and see if cannabis might help you with some of these issues. And next thing you know, you're at a point where you're not suffering anymore.
And we also have a doctor that does medical cards for PT. He does PTSD evaluations, and we do them for free.
I'm curious too, because is the state changed some of the requirements for what qualifies as medical now? They were very limited on what it was, and I've heard they're kind of expanding.
They have
list.
extended that list and they've added more qualifying conditions to that list, which has been really good because it's helped a lot of people with different things that they have going on.
Because I've known people they're like, okay, I'm having anxiety issues and things. That doesn't qualify for medical, but I got back pain, and that does. And so they're like, my back's not that bad, but it's really helping with this. So, exactly. I mean, it's kind of...
And the anxiety might be coming from the back pain because you're sick of it.
Well, and that's just it. There's a number of things. And so,
definitely.
So it's good to see they're starting to say, okay, this is more than just PTSD or physical knee, back pain or something like that.
Exactly.
I mean, it's very valuable for those, but I think it could go much deeper than that.
Yes,
people
definitely.
with, even personality
mental
issues
health,
and things.
Mental health, depression, depression and stuff. There's some strains that help with that also.
I think under the right supervision and doctor's care, we could probably make breakthroughs in some science here.
Yes, definitely. And there are doctors that are for cannabis also. Of course, there's some that are not, but there are some that are, and they're worried about their
it's
their
like any
quality of
other
life.
thing. You have to be responsible. You have to be an adult with it. To be honest, if as far as the recreational side goes, I believe marijuana is safer than alcohol. That's just me.
I agree.
I know people would disagree with me on that, but I don't know a lot of people getting in domestic violence fights over weed.
We haven't had any issues like a bar at our location.
Yeah, I'm just I know, and I'm gonna let science do all that. This is just my opinion. I'm thinking if you don't have a problem with someone going to a bar and have a beer, I don't think you should have a problem with someone at home smoking a joint. I mean, to me, to be honest, one's less because there's not addictive properties and no hangover. Guess what? You drink a bunch of beers, the next morning you kind of feel like crap.
Yeah, and you don't want to get crazy either. You just want to go relax. You're like, everyone just chill out.
Yeah. So I get that. So I understand that. And I know not everyone agrees with that. And guess what? You're allowed to do that. But if you're dealing with health issues, medical issues, maybe cannabis might be that option. Maybe not smoking weed, but maybe it's a lotion or a
tincture, a gummy. Yeah, and we do consultations. We do free consultations at our location, 610 West 2nd.
Yeah.
We do free consultations for anybody. And you don't have to have a card.
Since it's recreational now, you're like, hey, I'm dealing with this. Is there something that you can help me with? And you're saying, you know what? If you're dealing with anxiety, this is something you might want to try. And we don't have the restrictions of requiring a medical card. Now, granted, once you figure out that that's something you go get your medical card, you're going to save a ton of money.
Definitely.
They don't tax medical people.
They do
not.
not
Tax recreational.
Yes, they do.
And New Mexico's getting their taste, and they're getting it off the recreational people. So, keep supporting them because you get a taste, that's good for us. But what I mean is once you determine, hey, this is medically helping me, then we can talk to a doctor, get it so that you are now carrying you prescribed that cannabis, and that way you can go and then let your people at the shop there, let them direct you, because that's the other thing too. Is I imagine everyone that works at your store there, you have to, because you're dealing with a client base that you have to educate. It's not
Definitely.
It's not like you're going to McDonald's. Everyone knows what McDonald's got. He's like, I got what I got. But they come in here and they're like, all right, I'm curious about this weed thing. Tell me what's going on, and then you guys have to really explain
exactly.
it. So your staff's pretty knowledgeable, I'm guessing, on all of that.
Yes,
stuff.
they are.
So,
Yes, they are.
good
Very
deal.
friendly.
Excellent.
Happy to see people.
Give the pertinence details, store hours, and all that good stuff.
So our store hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sundays, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. We also have a drive-through. We do have some people that can't walk. Sometimes they can't get out of their vehicle, so we do have a drive-through. We also offer curbside.
Perfect.
We have
Just
online call ahead online
bring it right to
ordering.
you.
We
Great.
do online ordering. So we are doing our very best to make it convenient for everybody and anybody. There's some people that still don't want anyone to know that they're doing that.
Sure,
so
there is that.
drive-through and curbside work well for them, and I'm sure soon delivery will be available as well. So
I imagine once they clear the whatever
the
legal
regulations,
hurdles they got to do and all that.
The state is still, kind of doing its thing with regulations. It's still fairly new.
Sure.
They're learning. Everyone's still learning on how this works. But yeah, hopefully we'll have a delivery system soon too.
Good deal. So your company's started out of Albuquerque. How far have you? And now we're in Roswell, but I'm sure you're in other parts
definitely.
of the state too.
We have a location in Ruidoso on Sutterth. We have one in Hobbs that just recently opened, actually last week.
Okay.
We have our Roswell location. We have a Portales, a Clovis.
Okay.
We're really getting into
rural
rural areas.
The big towns,
rural
major
areas.
towns.
Yeah, rural areas.
So when you're going to Ruidoso for the weekend and you forgot to hit the store here,
come see us. Yeah, come see us here. We'll give you a 10% voucher and we'll send you on your way to Ruidoso, and you can go check out that store too.
And please ask. When you go in there and ask and talk, let their experts, because this is like we all.
No question is a dumb question.
Yeah, this is a new, industry. Really, I mean, it's not, but it is. It's
exactly. It's newly legal.
Yeah, and I just think that we're really at a point where it's like there is a lot of benefits here. This isn't like cocaine where initially they used it to treat, it's like, all right, we figured out it's a narcotic. Marijuana has been around a long time. There's been a lot of testing, and I know a lot of stuff I read, it really was a lot of marketing, and from what I've heard, it was the cotton industry that really poo-pooed the cannabis industry. It was when the cotton gin was invented, Eli Whitney, that basically turned the ability to make cotton products very fast, outpacing, because most people had hemp. That was their stuff was made of hemp. And the cotton industry with the cotton gin, and it came out, and so it went to cotton's great. Oh, by the way, hemp is dangerous. It's the devil's lettuce. It causes this, and they confused it with a Mexican strain that was saying was, and I'm not trying to sound racist, but this is what they're saying, that Mexicans were coming across the border and raping women and doing stuff on this stuff, and saying this is the kind of garbage they were throwing out there. And marijuana got this, and then, well, here we sit today. And so now we're kind of
finding out that wasn't so true, huh?
Yeah, and saying, hey, you know what? They're, sure.
We were
abuse like any other alcohol, and you abuse it, it's going to be problems.
Yep.
But there are some benefits here, and I know some people disagree with this and say no, and God bless you, go do your thing. But for some people, this can help them, and I'm all for things that help people. And let's face it, how many things when we were kids are unheard of today that are now commonplace? I mean, just for me, I mean, you're a little younger, but for me, this dang phone, I wanted nothing to do with this for so long. I was like, I don't want this. I like being in the car and no one get a hold of me. But now it's like, how do I live without it?
I know it's terrible.
But, and so cannabis, I think you got to look at it that same way. Okay, yeah, you used to think it was degenerates and druggies and da-da-da, and it's like, no, it's fun, recreational for those that are mature enough to handle it. But at the same time, there are people that are having life-changing, life-enhancing experiences because cannabis is helping them.
Bettering their quality of life for sure.
So we've got to do everything we can to study, support that, and protect the people that shouldn't be on it and have it, and make sure that's not available. But at the same time, for people that need it, we need, and so we're learning all of that, and there's going to be a learning process. And so we're just living in this generation when we're the ones to see it. 20 years from now, they probably got all figured out and it's streamlined. But for right now, we're learning the bumps and bruises and learning how to make this new thing a part of the regular lexicon of society.
Yeah,
and so, but once it turns feds, that's when it'll all
go crazy.
When the Fed, because it's game on then.
Oh,
so,
yeah, for
but
sure.
I'm sure your company and many across this country are doing the same thing and gearing up and preparing for when and if that day ever comes, and you can start turning this into something
bigger and better
than what it is.
Yeah,
now.
bigger and better. Yeah.
And
we're actually even having an event October 29.
Okay.
It's a growers cup.
Okay.
For local growers that
it's like a competition.
It is a competition,
like a chili cook-off, but
sort of. But cannabis
who's got
growing.
the best plant? Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe it'll be a category at the fair in the future years.
Hey, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
A cannabis category. Maybe we got a big pumpkin category. Why not?
The prettiest bud
there
wins.
You go.
Bring your best buds.
Maybe not next year, but give it time.
Don't get too crazy so quickly.
Slow down. Well, yeah, maybe down the road. That'd be good. So when is this coming up, the Growers event?
October 29th. It is in town. It is at Twin Rivers Farm off of Atkinson Street.
Okay.
It is from 1 to 9 p.m.
Okay.
21 and up, adults only. So you have to be 21 years old to be able to purchase a ticket.
It is
it's an adult
product.
fair.
Yeah.
An adult fair. We will have vendors. We'll have food trucks, costume contests, live music. We are having Common Kings, which is a really cool live band that plays reggae music.
Okay.
They'll be out there. We'll have pumpkin painting. I mean, we're just going to have
So if
lots
you're looking to learn about cannabis
and have
things,
a
this
good
might be a
time.
good place to kind of, because then you also get to talk to people that have experienced and said, I've had good results with this, not so good with this, and
exactly.
so forth and
if
so
you're
on.
looking to grow yourself, there's going to be lots of people that are very educated in growing, products.
Just ballpark, and maybe I don't know, for like just average people. Is there a limit? Like, can they grow one plant, 12
You can
plants?
you can have 6 matured plants.
Okay,
I
in your
believe.
house or your property,
and
or
it does
whatever.
have to be secured and stuff. You don't want
Sure.
they will steal them.
Can't
so
just
you
put
want
it
to
on your
secure
front porch with the rest
yeah,
of them.
I mean, you
Probably
can.
not a good idea.
You can, but they might be
with the
gone the
rose
next
bushes.
morning.
My cats are funny. They keep eating the plants and acting all weird.
You're like, my cat's been sleeping for 2 days. I don't know what's going
He's eating all the
on.
food. I keep filling the bowl. He's sleeping.
Exactly.
But yeah. So I didn't know, because I knew there was, but I was like, there has got to be a limit. You just can't.
Oh,
have.
definitely a limit, unless you have a micro license. I mean, and that's
Sure,
limited
it's,
also.
It's like
but
any other, you got to
Exactly.
get licensed stuff to do it, because at that point, then you're starting to get into a retailer of it.
Yeah,
and
you're a little bigger
that's
than
where the
homegrown.
restrictions come in. They just don't let anybody grow marijuana and say pass it out to anybody. It's,
Exactly.
It's much more regulated, and that's the thing too. It's safer. That's with now that it's legal and now that you have actual companies. It's not a guy on the street corner selling you weed that may or may not be laced with something else, or let's face it, that black market pricing and everything else that's going, and the danger that's involved with all that.
Yeah.
Now this is like going to a store, like going to Walmart or any other place, except for it's for cannabis.
Exactly. And it's safe. It's been tested.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that you find in a medical cannabis dispensary is traced from seed to sale.
Yeah.
So it's tracked all the way from the seed. So
Yeah.
that's good. It makes you feel better because you're safe. You know exactly what's in
Your
it.
product,
where
it's coming from. You're getting, you're not getting something that's, coming from a cartel
Who knows?
somewhere.
Who knows
Yeah.
where?
Well, that's just it's why you don't want. Do we want to know why fentanyl's a problem? Because cocaine, they had low crops of cocaine. That and the Colombians, they don't really care about. Oh, we didn't make as much. We're going to sell. No, they got a bottom line to hit, or someone gets taken care of.
Yeah,
and,
we don't want that.
So
Yeah.
they found that fentanyl was a thing to substitute to fill in for what they couldn't grow. And now they're getting it, and now you're seeing what's going on. They're like, hey, people like this more, and they're growing less and putting more fentanyl out there. And unfortunately, the fentanyl is 10 times more dangerous than anything in that cocaine. Now, I'm not saying cocaine's a safe bet and please do it, but when you add fentanyl into that mix, then it's a complete. It's a literally you could do it once and die.
Deadly.
And-
Yeah, it's
and-
deadly. It can be
yeah.
deadly. No,
And
definitely.
generally, cocaine's not like that.
Yeah.
Not that I've taken it or have experience, but I watched enough movies to know that
Yeah.
those people don't go that crazy on it. And
Yeah.
So, but when you start lacing and all that, and that's what. And my point is, I'm getting off track, but my point is,
It's
all
safe.
that's none of that's part of this.
You have
This is-
trusted growers
yeah.
growing it.
Exactly.
It's
You're
literally the
trusted.
same thing as you going into all subs, opening up the cooler, pulling out a 6-pack of Bud Light or whatever, and walking out the door.
Exactly.
It's no
it's not
different than
hooch
that.
made in someone's backyard.
Exactly. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Here.
Exactly,
So,
yeah.
give out your phone number and one more
Okay.
time if anybody has any questions or
Yes.
website stuff they can get to learn more about.
Yes. So our address is 610 West 2nd. We are on the corner of Washington and 2nd Street. Anyone is welcome that is 21 and over.
Sure, got to be of age.
Of age for
And they
recreational.
will, I'm sure, ID coming into the
We
door.
do ID
Usually
everybody.
That's pretty standard operating
Oh, yes,
procedure,
most
yeah.
definitely state regulations. We follow those. So 610 West 2nd, our phone number is 575-363-3630. 3106. I'm so sorry. I don't call to work ever.
You know what?
I never call in.
Because if you're driving to remember this, just type in SWOP Roswell NM and you'll get everything.
Definitely.
You know.
And you can also choose other locations. If you happen to be somewhere else in Ruidoso, in Hobbs, in Portales, Clovis, we do have a company website, and you can choose the location that you would like to look at our menu, online ordering, anything, phone number, directions, any of that you can find. So you can come see us.
Good deal. So ask questions. Learn
Ask
more.
us,
If you're curious, do your research and let them help you do it. And
no question's a dumb question.
Exactly.
We will do our best to answer your questions.
Yeah, learn. Who knows? You may find out that
get you some relief.
Exactly.
Who doesn't want relief?
Headaches. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff they're finding that certain strains and certain ways of cannabis can help treat this stuff. It's really is a good thing. So please learn. Check it out. What do you got to lose?
Yes,
you
and
might
come
say,
see
"Oh,
us
this didn't help me," and you move on with your day.
Yeah, and come check us out at our event. It's good. Last year, this is our second annual. Last year we had one. It did better than we expected. So we've increased ticket sales this year. We're able to sell a little more tickets than we did last year.
And
very fun event.
And if you're growers out there, get in on the competition. See if,
come see us.
See if your growing skills are
bring your stuff out so we can try it. Samples.
Good deal. Excellent. Is there anything we missed, Trace? We get everything?
I think we're good. Just
excellent.
Read the Roswell Now magazine.
Yep. And check out the Chamber website, too, for updates.
Come by and see us.
And follow the Chamber on Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
Those are the two social media.
And follow us on Instagram and Facebook also.
Excellent. While you're there.
Come get your tickets. You can come to the location. You can also do it on holdmyticket.com.
Okay.
So that's where you can get your tickets. It's going to be a great time.
If you don't remember those things, just go to the Facebook page, and then there's usually links right
Call
to that.
us.
Because you don't remember the Hold My Ticket /
all that stuff. Yes.
Just click that link.
Click. Just get on your phone and click.
Just do that. Point and click. That's for dummies. That's what we do. Thank you guys, and
thanks for having
good luck
us.
on the business, and we look forward to hear
see
more
me
and
if you
see.
need
Yeah,
to.
and hopefully, who knows? Maybe that day we go. Next thing you know, SWOP will be like Budweiser. When it goes national and everything else.
We hope so. See us
grab
everywhere.
me an SWOP, please.
Yes. Yes.
Very good. Thank you, guys. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, it is 9:57. Quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
I've heard it said, speaking my mind is easy, speaking it tactfully, not so much. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
Proverbs 15:15 says, a gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare. Sometimes my greatest accomplishment is keeping my mouth shut. There are times when we argue that it would be easy to lash out. So I have a choice to make. I can either feed the fire or quench it with my words.
Julie and I have learned there's going to be arguments, but we've learned to fight and argue, not to be right, but to get the situation right.
So the next time you're in an argument, try saying something kind from a genuine heart to bring peace in your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
I'm Michelle Garcia Holmes, and I'm running for United States Congress. As a former policewoman, I put on my Kevlar vest, uniform, gun belt, grabbed my 12-gauge shotgun, jumped into my police car, and hit the city streets to keep you safe. I want to do the same for you in Washington. I'm asking for your vote on November 8th because our families deserve safe cities, a secure border, and lower gas prices.
Donate today at GarciaHolmesForCongress.com. Paid for by Michelle Garcia Holmes for Congress.
This is Mikey, General Manager at Roswell Nissan. Are you haunted by high payments or afraid you'll be stuck in your old car forever? This is your chance to escape. It's Halloween madness at Roswell Nissan. No tricks, just a lot of treats. Like rates as low as 2.25% for 36 months or 3.99 for 75 months. No payments for 90 days on approved credit. And if you do have creepy credit, Roswell Nissan has credit specialists on hand to help you get your deal done. Halloween madness all October long at Roswell Nissan.
Come check out a favorite fall family attraction in Artesia. Heirloom Acres Corn Maze and Pumpkin Patch is now open weekends in October. Get lost in the 8-acre corn maze. Pick a pumpkin straight from the patch. Take a ride on the kiddie zip line. Indulge in one of many tasty eats from the concessions. And enjoy roasting s'mores around one of our campfires. Come out weekends in October to Heirloom Acres, located 1 mile east of Artesia on Highway 82. Heirloom Acres, where you're sure to find joy this fall. Paid for by Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
The great one, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
With its strategy of targeting Ukraine's energy sector, leaving people without power in scores of cities and towns as the war approaches its 8th-month milestone. Shelling close to the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant reportedly knocked out the power and water supply in some of the nearby city's districts. Russian forces also have heavily shelled 2 areas in the eastern Dnipropetrovsk region, taking out the power supply in several towns and villages. In his nightly video address, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has urged people to use power sparingly. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
And Russian President Vladimir Putin has declared martial law in the 4 regions of Ukraine that Moscow annexed